At the Okoli Law Group, we specialize in producing justice. If you or a loved one in the Atlanta metro area is facing serious criminal charges, then you need serious legal representation.
The Okoli Law Group is here for you. The Okoli Law Group is here for us.
The Okoli Law Group, serious legal representation.
Danful offers unparalleled, curated, and bespoke tours across Africa for travelers seeking genuine cultural experiences, enriched with magnificent sights, sounds, and flavors found on the continent. Each trip is reliably curated to ensure visitors are gifted with an immersive and authentic adventure. Whether you find yourself strolling along the charming white sand beaches of Sierra Leone, feasting on the mouth-watering delicious foods in Senegal, observing or partaking in various aspects of the Isheshe traditional system Ifa native to Yoruba land, Nigeria, with Danful, you will rediscover a fulfilling sense of kinship to the true heart of the motherland, her communities. Our core values focus on integrity, quality, safety, and sustainability. We are uniquely committed to assisting with the advancement of African infrastructure and promoting African businesses, so both travelers and the communities they visit receive beneficial exchanges. At Danful, we understand the importance of connectivity, and we have created a model which provides bespoke experiences based on your passions or hobbies. With us, expect a long-lasting spiritual bond between you and your destinations. Live, love, Danful, Africa. To learn more, visit danful.africa.
Peace, family. We are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Thank you all. Thanks so much for joining. Hit that like button, and please hit that like button. Also, make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Hey, happy Friday, you guys. Happy Friday to all of you. Let's see here. B1 family. War will be all over the world. The true Jews should be heading out about. Oh, okay. I don't know who the true Jews are, but I hear you. Again, hit the like button. Please hit that like button. Also, make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. What we got going? What we got going on this Friday evening? Got a good topic today or tonight. I'll put the link in the chat room for those who want to call in and add to the convo. Again, I'll put the link in the chat room for those who want to call in and add to the convo here shortly. What else is going on in the news today? They were saying that I think we're supposed to go to war with Iran tomorrow, allegedly. I think bombs over Iran tomorrow. That's what we were told, but I don't know. Supreme Court canceled. Well, the tariffs aren't lifted. Well, what Donald Trump will do, he'll find another loophole, or he already found one, to make sure the tariffs stay on. So I know a lot of people are like celebrating prematurely that the Supreme Court got rid of the tariffs, but again, it was prematurely. Them tariffs are still on because he's going to find another loophole to make sure the tariffs stay active. I guess that's the correct term. But a couple of announcements. We're rolling to Senegal for the Jazz Festival. I got 2 spots left. Okay. The Senegal Jazz Festival in St. Louis, the St. Louis Jazz Festival in Senegal. That is going to be May 9th through the 18th. May 9th through the 18th, we will be in Senegal, if you're interested in joining us. And also, we're going to do a stopover in Lisbon as well, in Portugal. We're going to do a stopover in Lisbon in Portugal. So if you are interested in joining us, please visit Danfo.Africa. Again, please visit Danfo, that's DANFO .Africa to learn more. Let me pull up the site real quick. Let's pull up our site, Danfo.Africa, our beautiful site. Oops, wrong button. Here we go. There we go. So visit Danfo.Africa to learn more. Again, please visit Danfo.Africa to learn more. We are also rolling to Nigeria in August for Oshun. That's August 2nd through the 11th. Then we are going to Zanzibar in September 20th through the 29th. Then we are rolling to Sierra Leone in November. We're going to do Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, and Sierra Leone in November. So if you're interested in joining us, please visit Danfo.Africa. Again, if you're interested in joining us, please visit Danfo.Africa. Without further ado, y'all, let's jump into today's topic. Burkina Faso. Is it the next gold capital of Africa? Again, is it the next gold capital of Africa? Currently, I guess Ghana is the gold capital. Hence why it's called the Gold Coast. But there are a lot of interesting developments going on in Burkina Faso in regards to the gold. And also, too, I know a lot of people, there was somewhat conflicting information when it came to Burkina Faso and the IMF. Yes, Burkina Faso got some money from the IMF, but listen, Burkina Faso is, under this new regime, they can't just go cold turkey. I know a lot of you guys talk the whole, all the revolutionary talk and, kick France out and all that. They can't completely remove themselves from, I don't know, the term would be from the system or the man, whatever you want to call it. So they're getting some IMF money still, and they're still using the SAFA. But that does not minimize what the General Ibrahim Traore has done and is doing. It's going to take some time. Like I said, we're going to have to give it another 2-3 years to see how this really plays out. Okay. We got to give it another 2-3 years to see how this really plays out. But Burkina Faso, they have nationalized their gold mines, number one. And number two, they were able to leverage that in order to get some money from the IMF, which is good. I mean, because they got a country to run. Need to got to get some help. And shout out, guys, make sure you subscribe to Africa is Powerful. Fair use, my brother.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform.
Burkina Faso has just received $33 million loan from the IMF.
Yes, the IMF has just disbursed $33.2 million to Burkina Faso under an extended credit facility arrangement that was originally approved back in September 2023. Plus, they have approved another $124 million over the next few years for fighting climate problems and helping farmers. People on social media are shouting, "Why take loans from the IMF again? Isn't that going backward? Isn't Traore supposed to be against foreign control?" This money didn't come because Burkina Faso is begging or broke. They earned it. The IMF looked at what Captain Ibrahim Traore's government did and said, "Wow, these people are doing good work."
That's true.
Gold prices went up big time around the world, and Burkina Faso produces a lot of gold.
Fact.
Plus, Traore's team made smart changes in mining, better rules, more control for the country. That turned their money situation from losing to winning. They now expect a small surplus, extra money, in 2025 and 2026. The economy is growing strong, even with security problems in the north. So this loan is like a reward for doing things right. It's not.
And in the IMF, they brought up the security issues in the north. Again, I'm just interested to see how the AES is going to tackle the security issues, because it's a problem. It's a major problem that needs to be addressed. And I know some people get offended when we talk about the security issues or bring up the security issues, but it's a reality. You know, certain parts of the, of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger is not safe to go to because of radical Islam and the insurgency.
Huge debt that will crush them. It's manageable, and they can pay it back because golden reforms are bringing in cash. The IMF even says growth could hit 5% in 2026 if security keeps improving. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You are thinking that the IMF always comes with conditions, that there are always strings attached, that the World Bank and the IMF have historically been instruments of recolonization dressed up in the language of development. I hear you. That critique has merit, and it has been proven true in too many countries across this continent. But here is the critical difference that I need you to understand, and this is the part that changes everything. When Captain Ibrahim Traoré sits across from any institution, foreign or domestic, he does not do so from a position of desperation. He does not do so as a leader who has already spent tomorrow's money on today's luxury. He does not arrive at that table after a first-class flight on a private jet that cost his country more than the loan he is about to sign for. He arrives as a leader who has been quietly, systematically, and sometimes shockingly building something real inside the borders of his country, and that changes the power dynamic entirely. Think about how many African leaders you have watched over the past decade alone. Leaders who fly from one summit to another, who attend one international conference after another, who are photographed shaking hands with world leaders and returning home with nothing to show for.
Let me stop the video, but I want to pull up the news statement about what happened, the terrorist attack against the and like 10 Ghanaian tomato sellers were killed in Burkina Faso by these Islamic insurgents in Burkina Faso.
Ghana this year. Yeah, one more
Okay, it's in 3. I don't speak 3, unfortunately. I should, but I don't. So let's
Burkina Faso has just received 33 million.
Let's back out of that. Yeah, I don't unfortunately I don't speak 3. I wish I did. I've been slacking when it comes to really studying the foreign languages. Here we go.
Burkina Faso, and the Minister for the Interior, Mohamed Muntaka Mubarak, has announced that the bodies of 7 Ghanaian traders killed in a terrorist attack in Titao, northern Burkina Faso, have been laid to rest. He says government has intensified efforts to evacuate the surviving victims. The victims were part of a group of 18 Ghanaian tomato traders and truck drivers who were caught in the deadly attack last Saturday. The incident also left several others injured. According to the Minister for the Interior, 3 men sustained injuries, while 1 woman remains in critical condition. He spoke to Channel 1 News, and he said that the bodies of the deceased were burnt beyond recognition and had begun decomposing, forcing authorities there to proceed with the burial arrangements.
Unfortunately, on Saturday, our brethren who were in Burkina Faso, to be precise, Tito, that's a community close to the Mali border between Burkina Faso and Mali, had to be caught in the crossfire between violent extremists and Burkinabe armed forces. Unfortunately, we had 18 of our compatriots who were there. You know, these tomato women who go to buy tomato and come and sell in Ghana. When they are going, they usually go with their truck and go with their men who help them to better do everything. That's in terms of loading, clean and everything. So there were 18 of them. 10 of them were male and 8 were women. Unfortunately, when these violent extremists got there, they asked all the women to get off the truck, and then they started shooting indiscriminately. In the process, the driver and others even died instantly. But then they just bent the truck with the bodies. So the bodies got burned beyond recognition. The update I have is that they've been able to get the sample for possible DNA. Now, our compatriots that are doing well, that the 7 women are currently, as we speak, in the process of being moved to Ouagadougou. So they are in transit coming to Ouagadougou. And then we are hoping that when these 7 women finally get to Ouagadougou, our mission will receive them and be able to have fine details of those who are dead, that we can now begin to reach out to their families and officially maybe inform them. We want to assure the public that government is doing everything humanly possible to ensure that our citizens who have been caught in this crossfire are given the best of care.
If you had to choose between flipping a house or flipping dirt.
All right, guys, links in the chat room. If you want to call in and add to the conversation, you're more than welcome to call in. Again, link is in the chat room. If you want to call in and add to the convo, you're more than welcome to call in and add to the conversation. Also, hit that like button. Make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe. But yeah, we'll Burkina Faso overtake Ghana when it comes to gold. Here's a good piece by Nakechi. Guys, make sure you subscribe to Nakechi in regards to Burkina Faso and his gold production.
Africa News. Burkina Faso nationalizes 2 gold mines from British mining company. Burkina Faso has reached a deal to nationalize 2 gold mines for about $80 million, which London-based Endeavour Mining had planned to sell last year to another mining firm, Lilium Mining, owned by an American, for more than $300 million. The 2 mining companies ended up in disagreement during the planned sale, prompting Burkina Faso to intervene and take matters into its own hands. As a result, Lilium Mining will now transfer ownership of the Bangu and Waknion mines to the West African state, which will pay Endeavour only $60 million in cash, instead of the $300 million Endeavour Mining initially sought. The settlement follows controversy surrounding governance at Endeavour, after former chief executive Sebastien de Montessus was dismissed earlier this year for serious misconduct. Both mining companies will drop their legal cases against each other. Endeavour initiated arbitration in March against Lilium for missing payments, while Lilium lodged a counterclaim a month later, alleging that information about the finances and operations of the 2 mines was concealed and misrepresented. Endeavour stated that both parties would like to thank the government of Burkina Faso for its mediation efforts.
Go ahead. All right, go ahead, Tahaka, my brother. Go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, Dan? What's going on? Hey, let me ask you something. How's your French coming along?
Terrible.
Oh man, so somebody that travel extensively.
I know, man. I know. I beat myself up about it all the time. I know.
Yeah, unfortunately, we have to know 2 languages, 2 slave languages, English and French, and we could get anywhere in the world.
Right.
But I'm gonna say this about Abraham Traoré and the government. Actually, they never gave up the IMF program.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They never gave it up.
Which makes sense. I mean, you still got a country to run.
Yeah, of course. I mean, bro, don't we borrow money from our so-called enemy all the time, China?
Yeah.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? And it's back and forth. So I have no problem with that. And I didn't expect them to. I mean, they were so behind. They are so behind in infrastructure development, farming, and other things. It's going to take them a while. That's why I don't know why people come on this chat sometime and everywhere else and, criticize them. It's going to take so long to get out of the situation. All 3 countries. to get out of the situation that they find themselves in. I mean, lack of roads in all the countries, them other infrastructure, bridges, and all that. But the point is, they are building it. You see what I'm saying? They are building it, right? But it's going to take time. It's as simple as that. You see what I'm saying? But the people believe in them. All the people believe in them. Whatever we or anybody else say, you see what I'm saying? Doesn't matter because their people believe in them, and they believe they're going to succeed. You know, and that's the reason why the ordinary citizens raise so much money to give to the government. I mean, if you watch videos, you see ladies in frocks, you know, carrying bricks, just helping out, just volunteering. If they can't do nothing, they buy some cement. If they can't do that, they cook. You know, for the people that's working, and it's like an ongoing thing. And imagine you have to do this while you're still fighting these world back terrorists. You see what I'm saying? This shit is hard as hell. You see? But that's all I'm gonna say for now.
Africa, go ahead.
Yeah, greetings to you, Dynas and Delroy. I hope you guys well. You're having a good Friday. Yeah, welcome to kid. Yeah, Brother Delroy, I really appreciate your passion and the energy you have for the African continent and the people, and I can see why, because you know you're a descendant of the continent, you know, and I really appreciate that, brother. You know, I'm not saying that lightly. But the only thing, thank you, sir. The only thing you got to understand is like some of us that live under, you know, military coups and stuff like that. We're very skeptic to the beginning. That's where I was. You know, I was very skeptical about it in the beginning. But as time goes on, you know, I start analyzing certain things. You know, looking at the geopolitics and the regional politics, and I thought, you know what, I changed my mind. You know, I'm starting to change my mind as time goes on, and yeah, that's why we stand. And also, they need to be given the support. You know, because sovereignty is the most important thing today. To be honest with you, Trump actually made me, you know, sway more towards these guys than anything else, if I'm honest, because it kind of remind me how it's important to have sovereignty in this day and age that we're living in, because you know we've been taking sovereignty as, you know, as a joke for a long time. It's about time we make sure we look after ourselves and, you know, what we have, because that's where the world is heading to.
Exactly. Yep, you're absolutely correct. And then another thing is, like Dr. Arikana always said, that we don't have to move to Africa or live in Africa if you don't want to. It doesn't matter. But you have to have a home base. You gotta have something. The European have somewhere. The Chinese got someplace. Everybody got someplace except us to just say yes. We're gonna protect this. You see what I'm saying? It's as simple as that. It's just simple math.
Yeah.
You see? Yeah.
No, I agree. I agree. And yeah, in terms of the gold situation, Burkina Faso and Ghana, they sat on a very high gold reserve, you know, in the continent, and having to do that and using that to build their currency, that would be really good. It's a shame that some of the coastal countries that sell out at the moment. To be honest, you know, Nigeria and Ghana are letting, and Benin. We're not talking about Benin. Benin have sold half of their ports and their land to a French guy. And you know, we're not shining the light on those two countries at the moment, Benin and Nigeria. I did point fingers at those two regions where Benin and southwest Nigeria is. You know, quite a while ago, what people accused me of being tribalistic. But I know what I'm saying because I've read a lot about the past and, you know, the future, and I can see something similar happening. And yeah, so that coup in Benin have really wind up the West. So they realize, you know, if they can stop them having access to Benin, then they can actually keep them where they are. But sadly, you know, that's not going to work because Mali is still using Guinea. Guinea is still using Mali, and Mali is most of the products you have in Mali always come from Guinea. You know, and they were brothers. We never ever close border with Mali. You know, we always have businesses. In fact, we're currently building railways that will be leaving the port directly into Bamako.
That's
Because
going
our
to be
people
big
there,
time. That's going to be
yeah,
big time.
yes, because our
What
people there,
about Togo? What about Togo? Don't we
yeah,
still getting stuff through Togo also?
he's playing both sides, isn't he? He's playing the Sahel and ECOWAS, and yeah. But Togo, as long as he's continued to help the brothers in AES, I think it's a good thing. As long as he's played the game right.
And they still getting their stuff from their port, right? From the Togo port.
Yeah. So it's a very strange country, actually. Sorry, because Togo is one country that's always been there, but we're not really taking any notice of it. If that makes sense, they've always been quiet, and just minding their business, and yeah, it's just strange. But
and from what I've seen, as I was watching the video, doing a little research, Togo, they're not bad. They're pretty, on the developing stage, but they're coming along.
Yeah, they seem to be in Guinea. The first place I met Togolese people is in Guinea. They sell the acheke food. I used to go to the restaurant to go and eat. Diners who love their food, man. They got different kind of flavor, and the acheke is just one of the best. I used to go there, and yeah, that's the only time I ever interacted with them. But they tend to be very close. They tend to stay in the country, don't travel a lot, and they mind their business. But yeah, but I think Benin definitely is not helping the Sahel. But I think Nigeria is behind that.
Yeah, Nigeria and France behind Nigeria. So, and then I just hear that they some cargo plane that landed in Benin today. Some French cargo plane landed in Benin today. Right? What they have in there, I don't know. But it's going. It's something that's no good. And then from what I didn't go on the panel last night, but from what people's talking about, Niger declared war on France. It's officially not like I declare war on you. Let's go. Let's fight and stuff like that. Nah, it's they declare war, saying they're gonna now put 100% emphasis on protecting their territory. You see what I'm saying? You come there. You see what I'm saying? That's what it means. It don't mean Nigeria don't have no goddamn nuclear weapons or no damn hypersonic missiles or ballistic missiles or anything like that. We know that. You see what I'm saying? But they're gonna protect their territory.
Right. They always have, to be honest. You see, Niger Republic is out of all the three countries. When I used to study looking at the activities, the terrorist activities in Niger Republic was very low because we were able to deal with them precisely, and that's how they run away. That's how they run away into northern Nigeria and cause more havoc. But the ones that used to struggle with the terrorists were Mali and Burkina. But I can see why, because it was the terrain. Obviously, Niger got a bigger territory also, but I think Niger was getting support from Nigeria, and they had the drone base there. They had the drone base there, which obviously was behind the terrorism. I think yes, there was.
Of course.
Yeah. So no, I think Niger Republic. To be honest, Niger Republic, they're warlords. They people are ready to war every time.
That's just them. You see, the thing is too, when America had the base that they spent $100 million on in Niger and stuff like that, if they were serious, 100% serious, trust me, they would have wiped out every terrorist if that's what they really wanted to do.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But that's not what they wanted. That is not what they wanted to do. I mean, look at the precision strikes that all these the AES countries is having on the terrorists now. I mean, they got them on the run, but there is so much of them. They're killing them every single day. You see what I'm saying? Every day. And they're killing them, capturing them every single day. You see what I'm saying? But they are being fueled and equipped. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Let's see what's gonna happen when America set up a base next door to them in Nigeria. Is a lucky thing.
That's coming.
Is a lucky thing. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's a lucky thing. It's a lucky thing that
And allow me to
Iran.
ask this. Well, go ahead, brother.
Let me finish. I just want to finish one. It's a lucky thing that Iran is keeping the U.S. occupied in a way. You see what I'm saying? Because the flotilla and everything that they have surrounding Iran is going to be brutal back and forth. I hope it don't happen because my brother is stationed over there. But
Brother, allow me
I
to.
can't see it not happen. I cannot see it's not happening. You see what I'm saying? But that's
Allow me
what it
to ask
is.
this, brother, with all due respect, and peace to the panelists, peace to the host. This is a serious question because I keep hearing Africans and Caribbeans crying about the European and the American, the U.S. government and China, etc., essentially or allegedly taking the resources of Africa and the Caribbean. My question is, and this is to the title of the video, as far as Burkina Faso becoming the gold capital of Africa, my question is, that may or may not be true, but if it is true, what's to stop any of these foreign nations from coming to Burkina Faso and just taking the gold?
The people themselves. It's death. Listen, it's death or nothing.
Well, give me an example of an African nation that has
No,
successfully stopped.
forget about them. Forget about
Hold
the
on,
past,
brother.
bro.
Did you hear the
We're
question?
dealing with now. We're dealing with now, though.
But
We
brother,
have
you
to
were
deal
able
with
to
now.
speak.
I will help
You were
him.
able to speak.
I will help
Allow
him.
me
Okay,
to
okay.
allow me to complete the sentence for the listeners.
Guinea Conakry was one of them. Okay.
And the
Guinea
Chinese are there
Conakry.
now. The
No,
Chinese are
no, no,
there
no,
now.
no, no, not by force. The Chinese there, the Anglo-Saxon,
I know you're giving it up.
Glencore.
You're
No, we're
giving
not.
it
You
up,
know,
bro.
listen. No,
How are they going to get in there? How are they going to get to Burkina Faso? How are they going to get there?
And you notice
listen,
you're triggered by the
Malatu,
truth because every time I try to
Malatu.
complete it, brother,
Let
every
me
time.
Malatu.
Do
When
you hold on,
the
brother? Do you realize? Hold on,
Yeah,
hold
but we
on,
don't need no
brother.
negativity. We don't need no
Do you realize every
negativity
time I try
tonight,
to?
man.
But
Yeah, but we
I
don't
will
need no
answer this
negative.
question.
We don't need no negative, bro.
But do you realize every time I try to complete a sentence, y'all cut me off?
Yeah, but you come with the negative shit. What do you mean? I just tell
No,
you,
brother.
it's
What I'm
liberty
saying,
or death.
what I'm
It's
saying
liberty
is,
or death.
brother, instead of choosing death, the Africans are running away to the U.S. and to Europe and to
Oh
Canada.
Jesus, man, come on, bro.
That's the truth, brother.
Bro,
What I'm
listen.
saying is,
I am not.
It is
I
a
don't.
new day. It is a new. Stop, man. Come on.
When let me tell you.
Tahaka,
Let me tell you one thing.
hold on.
Let
But
me tell you one thing. What happened in
let me
Guinea?
respond
What
to
happened in
Tahaka
Guinea
right
years
quick.
ago? Okay.
Let me respond to Tahaka right quick, brother. It'll be brief. Brother, even to this day, you saying it's a new day. Actually, there are still more Africans fleeing Africa than
Okay,
it is.
fine, good. That's good. That's nice. That's good.
Brother, allow me to complete the sentence, brother, for the listeners.
Yeah. That's nice, bro.
But allow me to complete the sentence for the listeners, respectfully. For the listeners. This is for the listeners. Even to this day, you have more Africans fleeing Africa, abandoning Africa, instead of the Africans that are abroad moving back to Africa.
They are moving back. A lot are moving back.
But more are leaving.
Yeah, but a lot are moving back.
And the same and the same could be said for
Can
the
I ask you a
Caribbean.
question, Malato? Can I ask you a question?
Well, allow me to complete the sentence and you could ask me a question. The point is, when we speak about Africa, when we speak about the Caribbean, these majority black nations, there are more Africans and Caribbeans leaving these black nations than it is Africans and Caribbeans moving back to Africa and the Caribbean. So how
20
will you
million
ever?
white people moved out
So
of the
how
United
will you?
States.
So how will you ever build the weapons to protect your countries if you keep running away?
Yeah, at least 20 million. At
Malato?
least 20 million Americans moved out of the United States. Most of
Let
them
me
white.
deal with him. Let me deal with
And
him
the
with
U.S.
facts.
has
Okay.
nukes. Africa doesn't.
Oh man,
The
shut the fuck
Caribbean
up. Is
doesn't
that what
have
you're gonna come
nukes.
with? That's what you're gonna come with?
That's the
Malato.
truth.
Who was
Malato,
talking
the
about
last
that?
time.
Is that what you're gonna
Africans
come with?
don't have nukes.
Malato,
They cannot protect their nations.
Is that what you're coming with? Is that what you're coming with?
I'm coming with the truth.
Nobody could
Leroy,
use it. No one can use
Africa
it.
and the Caribbean does not have nukes, so they cannot protect their nations.
Damn, you
That's a
Leroy,
fact.
let me deal with facts, okay?
I just told
Nigeria
the
have
truth.
200. Nigeria have 250 million population. Okay, there are only 2 million Nigerians outside Nigeria. So how is that a lot?
And they're joining the U.S. military.
Man,
They're
No, it
joining the
doesn't
U.S.
matter.
bro. Go back to your FBA bullshit, bro. Go back to your FBA hole
But
and
why are
stay
you
there.
talking about the truth, though?
Go back
okay,
to your FBA hole and stay there.
I'm just giving it facts, right? The last time.
Can anyone answer the question?
Go back to your FBA hole and
how
see
will you?
If I was hosting this show, I would have cut your ass off.
No, Derek, let me just deal with him.
The Chinese is cutting you out of your own resources.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Do you know
the Chinese own the biggest port?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good.
It's
That's
good for
that's
them.
nice.
It's good for the Chinese, but it's not good for you.
Al,
I think.
Hey, guys,
ignore him.
let me pass the mic to.
Ignore him. Ignore him, Al. Forget about him.
Go ahead and Golo.
Dumbass.
First of all, good afternoon, all the brothers. Thank you for the platform. Based upon this International Monetary Fund loan, Burkina Faso is in a predicament in terms of climate change, so where the rainfall is inconsistent and the temperatures are increasing. So this was a necessity. They need the funds to combat this climate change. If they can't combat it, then that's going to be damaging to their food source, and that's everybody knows that their agriculture is a central part of their economic system and just overall stability as a country. So as long as they got good terms on the loan and there's with the people that are in place, I feel like that they have the ability to structure the loan as well. They can pay it back exponentially and help the people. So, I mean, with the current state, I'm never a proponent of the International Monetary Fund organizations and the World Banks, but at a certain level and a certain point, you just have to have the access to capital. So overall, it's going to be good if the leadership can stay stable. I think just to mitigate certain factors, Ibrahim needs to create a chain of command as far as a succession plan, just in case anything does directly happen to him, whether it be an illness or anything, because he knows that people's coming for his head. So I think succession,
they have that already, bro.
Yeah, I'm just saying, just in case. I would definitely say as a default setting, but that when you look at, I'm just saying. But when you look at West African history, like we was talking about yesterday, with the hierarchy and monarchical systems, a lot of the times when things went awry, it was because the succession didn't happen in the cleanest of ways, and you had unworthy princes and unworthy kings ruling places, and they just had instability. So that's to me, that's the main factor. Even if nothing happens, then they need to have direct and succinct succession plans. So I'm all good. I'm all in with the AES, man, until proven otherwise, and I won't be proven otherwise, in my opinion. But yeah, I'll let somebody else know.
So you look into the old school leadership system in West Africa, yeah? Ngolo.
Yeah, I mean, it's majority of our cultures had divine right ruling kings based upon matrilineal descent. So yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Let me read this super chat. Peace Stage Rise, thank 1559. Thank you for $2 holla. Everyone must watch the West thieves. They will not allow any African black country to succeed, becoming independent of them. Life as it is for them will change drastically without plundering us. Facts. All right, go ahead, Kidola. Unmute yourself, Kidola.
Yeah. Thank you, Dennis. I was listening to somebody who said his brother is in a U.S. military force.
Yeah.
And close to is that close to Iran or something like that? You see, like I will be talking about Pan-Africanism. That dude, his brother can also be sent to destroy Burkina Faso.
Yeah. Yes.
So that's good. So you know that there ain't no love like that for say one black family, because with money, that your brother would destroy Burkina Faso too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what I would tell you is, you are not fit to start speaking about unity or into black unity at all.
Man, shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck up. Fuck you. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Because you're not supposed to be here talking at all.
Shut the fuck up.
You're a traitor.
You're gonna get shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, nah. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, bitch.
And let's
No, I'm not gonna let him talk, Dynas. I'm not letting him talk, Dynas.
With $600,
We got hundreds of thousands of black people in the U.S. military. Are you stupid? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, bro. You're not gonna talk. You're not gonna talk. Shut the fuck up.
Even me, I got family members in the British military and the US. So
yeah,
but it's just,
shut the fuck up.
You know, it's a great heritage,
you dumbass.
But let's not distract the conversation.
Don't let me go on you.
I like.
Don't let me go on you.
Go on me what? How you gonna go on me what? I wish I was in front of me right here now. I wish I was in front of me right here now.
Let him finish.
No, not tonight.
You see,
not tonight.
Your superiority,
my superiority, my AR-15 will be in your ass in 2 seconds. Okay, my AR-15 will be in your ass in 2 seconds.
We can't do that. We can't.
Yeah, let him finish, brother. Let him finish.
I think you can talk big in your mouth. I know you're from Jamaica.
You lucky this is the internet, bitch.
We can't, Jaka.
You lucky this is the fucking internet, bitch. You lucky.
Stop.
You lucky this is the internet.
Stop.
You know what we did to you in England is a little thing, man. I will tell you better.
You lucky. England don't me carry gun, you bitch.
I'm just respecting Dennis.
I'm loaded with
Dennis, man. Nigga, better suck my dick, nigga.
Okay.
Hey, come on. We got it, bro. Y'all not respecting this man's platform, bro. This is extremely disrespectful.
He got to come off the platform.
Bro, but you're not respecting him. You're not respecting it, bro. Both of y'all are not. Y'all are too old to be acting like this, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Just stop.
I'm just respecting Dennis, man.
All right. Let me pass the mic to Guy Ciroc.
Pass the mic, bro. I'm not gonna let him talk no more, Dennis. I'm not.
We're moving on.
Okay.
We're moving on. Guys rock. Go ahead, guys.
Dennis, man. This nigga, man. Let me finish my shit.
We're moving on.
Nah, nobody don't want to hear from you, bro. You bitch.
Don't go back.
Nobody hear from you.
You're a sissy, nigga.
Oh Lord Jesus. You two stop. Guys rock. Go ahead.
Yes. Good evening, Dynas, and good evening to everybody in the panel. Can you hear me?
We hear you, King.
Yes. There's one guy. Sorry, I was trying to log in. That intervened prior to the person that was just speaking, talking about the need for African countries for capital. I think I've been on Dynas panel more than once, and I've made it clear that I'm not in agreement with what's going on in the Sahel region. But it's not because of that I'm going to come on the internet here and now talk down on them because they just received funding from the IMF. I did a bit of research about funding in the world, and I came to find out that the funding that countries, and so it's not only African countries, that we receive from the IMF is the cheapest form of fund or capital that's accessible to countries. So how financial institutions internationally work, if the IMF and the World Bank are able to give you some funds or some capital so that you can operate your economy, then private banks would also be liable to give you funding and capital. And from what I was seeing about Burkina Faso economy, so gold is very prevalent there right now, but it's nothing new. Even though, like, if you compare what Burkina Faso produces to South Africa and Ghana, it's still marginal because there's a lot of limitation in the country. Like there's a lack of roads and there's lack of access to electricity. But if the country has been able to secure those DTS, that's because it's not actual money, it's just a facility for Burkina Faso to go in the international market and access to whatever services that they can access, and the IMF confirmed that they can cover the debt. So for me, it's a brilliant thing that the president of Burkina Faso did, because at the end of the day, I think he didn't become president for himself, and it's for the people. So this is as the cheapest funding available that he was able to secure. So as much as I don't like dictatorship and stuff, but I have to come here and command the guy because last point so that I can give the mic to the next person. If you can look online. Anybody can do that research. We can see that the biggest recipient from funding from the World Bank is Mexico in the past 5 years. And you can clearly see why, because now Mexico has been a powerhouse industrially. Like a lot of automobiles that you guys are operating in the US are coming from Mexico. Like they have Volkswagen plant there, and they have Toyota. So all those has been possible. Like we know that there's no security in Mexico, but the government of Mexico has been able to operate a clear economy, and they had banks to finance them. So the only thing I can say now is that I can commend the government of Burkina Faso, and in my opinion, they are going in the right way regarding the economy. Thank you very much, guys.
Hey, guys, real quick. I don't feel good about this. So Harka and Kidola, can you guys please, out of respect for the platform, apologize to each other?
No, I'm Dennis. Let me say something first, bro. Let me say something first. When I was speaking, right? Everything was straightforward, right? He just came on here and insulted me and told me, you see what I'm saying? That because my brother's in the military, I can't speak on Africa. What kind of nonsense is that? Huh? What kind of nonsense is that? I got 15 family members that was in the military. I almost went in that thing. They have hundreds of thousands of African Americans in the damn military. They got millions over the past 100 years. You see what I'm saying? How come the FBAs didn't come on here, right? And defend black people in the U.S. military? That's all I don't understand this thing. And like I said, I'm not apologizing to him because I didn't say anything about his family or anything that why you have to come on here and say that. He owe me apologies, Dennis. I will not apologize.
Bro, just be the bigger man, bro.
You see? No, he was wrong. You and the panel have to say that he's wrong. Huh?
One of y'all got to be the bigger man so we can move forward.
Please.
I'm not Dennis, you know I'm right, and I'm not apologizing. He has to apologize.
Brother,
because
come
I was
on, bro.
right.
This is
I didn't
childish,
say
brother.
nothing about him.
Just apologize for the platform, bro. It's not like what y'all did
What am I
was extremely
apologizing for, though?
disrespectful.
Tell me what I'm apologizing for. What?
Apologize for the term. Like you literally just spread violence on dude on his platform,
The only thing I will
partner,
apologize for is the cursing. That I'll apologize for.
Dennis.
Okay.
I will apologize to you. Dennis, I will apologize to you for this for me coming to your panel, but for that dog, I will not. I'm sorry, Dennis.
Fuck you, bitch. Then get the fuck off the panel.
Kidola.
Y'all being kids right now. Y'all acting like kids.
Kidola, I understand why you got anger towards the Jamaican brothers. Yeah, I understand that. We both lived in the UK at certain times, right? We need to get over that by now, okay? Because we got bigger threat. I know Kidola, me and Kidola have reason in different platforms. He lived in the UK before, if I'm not mistaken. He told me. I remember we was talking about what the relationship between the black and the Jamaicans in the UK, how it used to be so bad. Listen, I know. I live in a city where African kids were
What does that have to do with my brother? What does that have to do with my brother in the U.S. military?
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. So we cannot generalize, because when we generalize entire people of Black America or Jamaica, or thinking because somebody got family member in the military. I got family member in the Sahel right now fighting, Ola. I got family member who are in the British Army. I got family members who are in the U.S. military as well. But I guarantee you, if you talk to these people deep inside, they only went there for certain reasons, which you can go into. These people got Africa at heart. This lot of people that go into the military, they go there for different reasons. Like, we need to understand that. And you both, I got respect for both of you guys, okay? And Ola, if you want to learn about like Nigeria, you need to listen to what Ola said to you, because he is someone that give you the facts. And if you want to learn about some of the geopolitics, you listen to Delroy, because he also give his fact. You both guys got your own quality. Please let's make use of that quality and stop, doing this. Because
you shouldn't have brought my family member in it, bro.
I agree. I agree. Okay, and he have apologized. Thank you.
So Harker, it's a relevant point. How can Caribbeans make the Caribbean stronger when Caribbeans flee to the U.S. and join the U.S. military? No, that's a legitimate
Everybody
question,
travel.
bro.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
But
It
how does
doesn't
that
matter.
benefit the Caribbean?
It doesn't matter.
Bro.
Oh, the Caribbean does not matter. I get it.
No,
And
it
that's
doesn't
why the
matter
whites
if
and the
Caribbean.
Chinese are that's why the Chinese
If
are
it,
taking over the Caribbean now.
it doesn't. Listen.
Dinus.
Yes.
You know, this is supposed to be an African-centered platform. You're an American, right?
I'm in America, yes.
Right, and it's supposed to be an African-centered platform.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
So you cannot have people. You cannot have people on your platform. You need to cut these people off if they're not. They could come here and critique, but it's supposed to be
But
constructive
brother, y'all
criticism.
fled majority
You
black
see what I'm saying?
nations.
It's supposed to
How
be
can
constructive criticism.
how
Malato,
can you claim
not
to
that
be?
topic
You
today.
see?
Not
I'm
today,
not
Malato.
attacking anyone. I'm
Not
asking
today.
a legitimate question. How can you claim to be African Senate when you flee black nations to live in majority
You know
white
why?
nations?
This is a black nation. America is
I
a black
already
nation.
answered you. I already answered this question that. I already answered the question that it's only
You flee
minority of
majority
Africans.
black nations to live in majority white nations.
It's
How
only
are you black Senate?
minute percentage of Africans who travel
Can anyone
to
answer that,
America and Europe.
please?
Brother,
Do you know
it's I see what you're saying, brother, but it's only a problem when there is no exit plan as far or ulterior motive to use the capital that you accrue within the United States and then you remit it back to your people and actually
That's my
create
point. Most
structure.
of them don't go back to their country.
Yeah, now if that's that being the case, that's a valid criticism, and I would agree with you.
Why don't
If you
you
just
leave?
Exactly.
Why don't you leave?
if people don't have any type of plan and they just come into America just to stay there, or the UK just to stay there, then his criticism is valid because that's
telling the truth.
hypocritical.
It's more
I agree with.
Africans and Caribbeans coming to the U.S. every day. Y'all not
I
going back
agree with.
home.
I agree. I agree with you.
And then what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it?
Well, I
you-
call
the
ice
US
on y'all. You know what I do about it. I call ice on y'all. But the
Nah,
point is,
don't do this,
the
brother.
point is,
Come on, bro.
respectfully, the point is, how does it benefit your black nations to flee to white nations?
Go ahead. You can call ice to me, bro. You can go ahead.
Excuse me.
You can go ahead and call him.
This guy
Can anyone answer that
chose
question?
to ignore. You ignore the fact that I told you. The amount of Africans that left the African continent to go live abroad is very tiny. They're probably not even like the
And
highest
there's more,
population.
and there's more leaving,
No, but
causing a brain drain.
no, that's not true.
There's a brain drain in Africa right now.
I just gave you the statistics, and you keep
So
rambling.
you're denying the brain drain?
Listen, I'll give you the most populous country black country in Africa
I'm
is
asking,
Nigeria.
does the
okay?
brain drain exist?
Wait.
I'm asking.
No, listen.
Does the brain drain exist?
It doesn't. The most populous
You're
country in
delusional. I
Africa.
get it. You're delusional. You're delusional.
Then now you're insulting me because you're wrong. That's
Brother,
fine. I understand
Tahaka
that.
just told you his Caribbean cousins is in the U.S. military. That's part of the
So
brain
what?
drain, brother.
No, it's not. Who
That's
trained
part
them?
of the brain drain.
Hey,
They could be working in the Caribbean.
I got to pass the mic. Everyone, hit the like button. Please hit that like button. Major Bindu, go ahead, Major Bindu.
There's some idiots in this place.
Go ahead, Major Bindu.
How you guys doing?
Pure
All
idiots.
right. I just
Peace.
wanted to say in regards to the topic, IMF personally in history hasn't benefited Africa for years. Look at Nigeria, for instance. They got IMF. They got their money devalued. Look how the country is now. I'm sorry, I will have to disagree. And when in regards to people coming to the United States, I would say that's a fact. Everybody, even Eastern Europeans, Chinese, all goes to the United States. Everybody. You can check. There's facts. Even in California, you ask the California border, you see Chinese trying to come in there, and Eastern Europeans trying to come to the United States. And Africa, for instance, they're the most, I would say, very low population of Africans and Caribbeans because they locked that down. They have a low percentage of Africans and Caribbean coming to the United States.
I got one minute. Hey guys, leave Marie alone. I mean, Marie's been around longer than the majority of you guys that are.
Who is trolling my sister?
Yeah, leave Marie alone, guys. Please.
You better not.
Marie is a day one, and Marie came on my very, very first tour ever to Nigeria in 2019. So y'all leave Marie alone.
Who was Marie?
You bet. My sister, my minister.
Moderators. But yeah, Marie came to my very, very first tour ever to Nigeria, Oshun Festival.
She's in the chat?
Wow. Yeah, she's in the chat. Y'all leave Marie alone. All right, go ahead.
I don't see her.
So
go ahead, Major.
Okay, sure. That's what I wanted to say in regards to that. And I think Burkina Faso is really playing the West and Russia very well. I think Captain Traore is doing it carefully. He's playing them very. I think he's playing the chess game. He's not trying to be really definite. So I think that's what he's doing at this point right now, and the AES in general. So that is my point. But saying that a lot of I just feel like I don't think IMF will benefit Africa in general because of what I see personally in Nigeria with the money right now.
It's not the same dynamics though, brother. And the challenges that they're facing with climate change, that's drastic. Like they must get that tucked away, because that can affect their agriculture, and if the agriculture is affected, that's going to be bad for the country.
I respectfully disagree. I don't think so.
Excuse me, if you guys will also allow me, because I heard Mr. Major argue that IMF is not for Africa. Okay, all right. Let's just consider that. But if you go and look on any African countries that you want, yeah, you can pick any, from South Africa to Egypt, you will see that those countries are not the highest beneficiary of funds from the IMF or the World Bank. And there's one simple reason: because in Africa, corruption is high. So as long as your economy is corrupted and you do not open your books, they're not going to give you their money. I'm going to give you a list of 10 countries who receive more funding than, because you said Nigeria. Okay, Nigeria receives a lot of money, but Nigeria is not the highest receipt. The number one country is Mexico, the number two, Malaysia, number three, Indonesia, number four, we have Brazil, number five, we even have Russia, who benefited when there was a crisis there in the 2010s. So African countries are accessing funding at a limited level. In my opinion, we should get more funding, but we shouldn't be forced to return the funding received in 5 to 7 years, because a nation never dies. So, of course, we have corruption problem in Africa. We are working to resolve that. It's not as fast as it should be, because in Asia, when you embezzle government money, they hang you. I believe Africans should implement the same thing, but you cannot accuse African nations of not using funds properly. A lot of nations have corruption problems. That's true, but in fact, when you look at the numbers, it doesn't say that.
But the Europeans took your resources and then loaned you money so they could take more resources from you.
Okay, do you know chain of value with the economy? When you have raw material, on the chain of value, it's almost worthless. Like, I'll give you one example. We have cocoa in West Africa.
But don't speed past what I just said, brother. The money that the whites loaned you, but the money that the European nations loaned you was generated off of resources that they took from your African nations, brother.
No, it's not. You do not generate money from raw material if you do not have the knowledge.
You're delusional, brother.
No, I'm not delusional. I'm telling you about.
No, but he's saying that they refined them as well too.
Can I come in here, please?
Yeah, guys. Go ahead, guy. I got past it to Elvis. You got 30 seconds. I got past the Elvis guy. Go ahead, guy. You got 30 seconds. I got past the Elvis.
I was just saying that the raw material on the chain of value is worthless. And if Mr. Mulatto wants to show us different, I think he can open his camera up and go and show us economic facts that show different. Thank you. Mr. Elvis, you can go ahead.
Go ahead, Elvis.
All right. Thank you, Dinus, and hello to the panel in the chat. Look, I just want to address Mulatto real quick. I think if you're a student of history, right, you know some of the great empires, in the history of our world. You look at Greece, the Greeks. There are 6 million Greeks, living outside of Greece. A lot of them came to the United States. A lot of them went to other countries in Europe. Their empire was one, quote unquote, the center of civilization on our planet. If you look at Italy, for example. Hold on 1 second.
Rome fell too.
Yeah, that's the point I'm making. So you
you're
look at
jumping off
Rome.
the bridge with the whites.
Please allow me to finish, please. Right. if you look at Rome, which is a great civilization, we study Rome in school and how great that civilization was. It's about 6 million Italians living outside of Italy. A lot of them in the United States, in Brazil, in Argentina, and so on. So I'm making this point to tell you that great empires and people who were once great, they, sometimes they fall behind. They go to where the money is. They go to where the economic hub is. So every time you ask that question about African immigrants leaving their countries or their continent to go to other places for economic, opportunities, I'm just giving you some historically great empires.
Elvis, did you hear my response?
I didn't hear. I was trying to log in, so maybe I missed it.
Exactly. The empires that you just named fell. So why are you using failed empires as your model as Africans? You should want to be better than them.
Which empire failed?
No.
Rome fell. Greece fell. Respectfully.
Every empire failed.
All empires,
Exactly.
all
So
empires are gonna fall.
So why are
So
you utilizing the
my
model
point,
including
of
the United
failed
I
empires?
still got the floor, guys. Please let me finish. Right. My
Yes.
point is that great empires, historical empires, they fall, and the citizens of those empires, or the descendants of those people, they tend to go where the economic hub is at the moment, which is the United States.
I
and,
agree.
other
Africa is
European
falling.
countries.
I agree with you. Africa is falling. It's already fell.
Fine.
If you
If
ask
you-
me.
Fine. So if you knew that, then you shouldn't be asking the
So
question,
the question
right?
is, why won't you go pick it back up?
No. Well, the
Why
Rome pick
won't you
up
go
their
pick it
empire and
back up? Is
rebuild
the
it.
question.
My question to you is: did
I'm
Rome
not
pick up
trying to
their empire
argue
and
with
build
you,
it back
brother.
up?
I'm not trying to argue
No,
with you. I'm
you're
asking,
arguing. I was
why
making a
won't you?
point, and you interjected. I'm not
But
here
you
to
didn't hear
argue
the
with you, bro.
question.
Hold on. I'm actually not going to answer your question. I'm making my statement. Let me make my
So,
statement.
brother, you don't care about picking up the
Stop
phone in
it,
Africa?
Diners. Can you get him to stop interrupting me? I don't want to argue with people.
I'm
I've
not
kind of
arguing,
transcended
brother.
past petty arguments. Let me make my point, please. So my point here
Your
is that
country is petty.
if
Go pick it
somebody,
up.
Bam Mulatto, stop, chill out. Go ahead, bro.
All right, he's
Bro,
addressing
why don't you
me.
take him off the fucking panel, Dinus?
Bam Mulatto, chill out. Go ahead,
it's
Elvis.
okay.
I'm
It's
chilling.
okay.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Elvis.
The point, right? The point that I'm making is that if you already know the answer, once the empire falls, they usually don't come back and revive themselves and become, the greatest empire in the world. This is the time of America. Everybody tends to flock to this country. And maybe if China takes over in the next 20 years, maybe people start going to China. It's just the history and the pattern of civilizations that comes to and become the pinnacle of human, civilization. So for me, I think to ask those questions is silly if you think you're smart enough to understand that different empires falls and people try to go there and get their economic opportunities. You should use that same metric for the United States. It's not just Africans that come here; it's Europeans. So looking at trying to use that to criticize Africans is wrong. But in terms of Burkina Faso, I think they're doing a great job, especially reclaiming their resources and trying to maximize it for the benefit of their people. That's always a great thing, and I pray that they have more success. And hopefully they somebody said on the show the other day that I think it was the brother that's on the panel now that it's great if you can be diplomatic and work with other countries in the world, but at the same time strengthening yourself, militarily in quiet and secret. And I think that's the best option. Like what Niger did was a foolish thing. Because like I think CD and maybe Hustle Smart was saying, you can't win a war against France. To openly declare war against France is futile because they're part of NATO and they're going to have the support, and you don't have the equipment to even challenge them on a battlefield. So just show, like we say in Africa, show white teeth. What we say, white teeth, black heart, right? You act like you're friendly with them, but at the same time you're playing and strengthening yourself in the background. So that that's just my take. I'll pass the mic.
Well, that was a lot of fluff to say you're not going to go pick up Africa. Respectfully,
Pan Latino, you do have a talking point of Pan Latino. You do have a talking point of a white supremacist. And
are you going to go pick up Africa? Yes or no, brother?
No. I've been in Africa. I go in Africa I've been in Africa last 2 years ago. I last went to Africa. Okay.
Why you didn't stay
I got businesses there. I employ. Listen.
Do you tell the Italians to go pick up Rome or the Greeks to pick up Greece?
He's a. I call ICE on Italians.
I call ICE on Italians.
I think you hate yourself, Pamalato. You're embarrassed that you're.
I call ICE
mixed
on
race.
Italians. Did you hear that, Elvis?
Okay.
Giannis, take this dude off.
Yeah, and there was a time when I would join you and be antagonistic, but I've transcended that, brother. So there's no need.
Yeah,
for
please,
take the dude off the panel. Take him off the panel.
Level.
Why y'all crying? Y'all still shots at me. I never cry. Y'all don't like the truth.
Nobody wants to engage in necessary conversation. This is a grown-up conversation.
This guy's talking about calling ICE. Get him off the panel, bro.
Let's pass the mic. Go ahead, Tarka.
First of all, Don, you got to take better control of your platform, bro. This guy talking about ICE. Who the hell talking about ICE?
Me, respectfully.
You got to get people off this panel, bro. That come to disturb the panel. You know, people that come to disturb the panel, you got to get them off, because if the panel, if people wasn't disturbing the panel, I wouldn't act and come on like I did.
Tarka, sorry to interrupt you. The last time Pan Malati was on that Kaizo platform, someone paid about 50 quid to get rid of him. That's the only way we can get. I wish I had my pay.
Nah, Dennis could just take him off, bro. Dennis could just take him off. Simple.
I'll say this: this platform's for everybody.
I know that, Dennis. I know that, but
I think everybody gets a little heated and disrespectful.
Sometimes it's different from insulting somebody, Dennis.
Regardless on how
bro, he just said he's talking bullshit, but he's gonna call ICE and all kind of shit like that.
Guys, everybody has said stuff that's, you know.
Yes. So basically, what we could do, we could.
Go ahead, Festus. Go ahead, Festus. Festus. Okay, Festus. Get your.
I think after Dora is me, but I think you should introduce like a tariff for someone like that, where you could pay for him to go, you know, to get sent.
That's like a slave auction, man.
Hold on. You did bring. Hey, Pam Mulatto, you still haven't paid any of your tariffs, Pam Mulatto. Pam Mulatto, unmute yourself. Pam Mulatto, unmute yourself.
Take him off.
No, but Pam Mulatto, you still have not paid any of your tariffs. So Pam Mulatto,
keep it tabs.
What we're gonna do? You got 5 minutes to pay your tariffs. If you don't pay your tariffs, you can't come back on until you pay your tariffs, Pam Mulatto.
Damn.
That's it.
It's almost a loophole for the dealers to hook you, man.
I'm glad you brought that up, because Pam, I've let Pam Mulatto slide on some of the tariffs, which I should never have done. But Pam Mulatto, you got 5 minutes to pay the tariff. If you don't pay, you can't come back on the platform until you pay.
The other dude, that idiot, he used the N word. He needs to pay $10.
Oh, Kidola, you just said the N word. You got to Kidola. Kidola.
Yeah.
Kidola, unmute yourself, Kidola.
No, that is. I didn't say no.
I'll pay. Hey, Dinus, I'll pay Uncle Kadola's tariff right now. Kadola, I got you, man. Don't worry about it.
Okay. But Pam Mulatto, you don't pay your tariff in the next 4 minutes.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, that's what we need to do. Pay anyone that causes trouble like that. You can pay like 50 quid, 100 quid to get rid of him. That's easy.
We just got to be respectful across the board. That's all.
Yeah.
If somebody disagrees with you, or somebody doesn't agree with the direction Burkina Faso's going in, we just got to be respectful across the board. That's all.
That's it. That's what.
There ain't no excuse to be cussing each other out, man. Cussing each other out.
We just got to be respectful across the board.
Don't to not get that. Don't bring my family in it.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
He should have never brought your family in it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Especially somebody that could take him out.
Delroy, come on.
I'm talking about my brother. I'm talking about my brother. Come on. I'm talking about my brother. I'll do something else, but I'm talking about my brother.
Let's not.
So Delroy, you go first, because I'm waiting for you. I'm after you. Yeah. You go first, Delroy.
Okay, let's get back to Burkina Faso. All right.
So Pam Mulatto's gone. So Pam Mulatto, I'm gonna put it out there.
NDA, yes.
Back on until you pay your tariff. All right. Elvis paid Kidola's tariff. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Charles.
Burkina Faso and let's just get back to that, because we were having a good conversation before all this broke out. All right. As far as the IMF go, no, I know about the damn IMF, because Jamaica had to go to the IMF also, right? And they paid them off completely. But guess what? $8 billion hurricane just hit us just the other day. You see what I'm saying? So where they got to go? They got to go back to the IMF. You see what I'm saying? Because we just don't have $8 billion sitting around just to rebuild back infrastructure. So the IMF work, but it's how you how the countries negotiate to restructure the loan. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. IMF is for every country. America borrow money all the time. We borrow money from China, our so-called enemy, all the time. China is holding like $600-700 billion of U.S. bonds. You see what I'm saying? If they dump those bonds, this fucking thing collapse. You see? So everybody borrow. That's just how it works. It's intertwined like that. You see what I'm saying? England, Germany, they have to borrow money right now. Al, you could verify it. England have to borrow money right now to keep going because they're in trouble economically.
Our prime minister was in China, which is a big surprise to everybody in the West. He went to China last month. He was there.
You're begging for money, right?
Yeah.
And investment. They all do it. They all do it. They all
No, he
do
wasn't
it.
begging for money. He was formulating new trade agreements.
Yeah,
He
but
wasn't begging.
money. The same thing. Money.
Trade deal.
Money. Same thing. All right. And I listen to financial news all the time. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm invested in it. All right. And I'm telling y'all, everybody borrows money back and forth. That's just how the game is. It's how you structure the loan that you have. It's how you structure it. You see? And I think Burkina Faso structured their loan in the correct way. Especially you learn from past mistakes. It's 2026. People are adapting. People are learning from past mistakes. You see what I'm saying? It's not business as usual. They have real goal to back up their loan. It's there. And IMF talked about that. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I'm going to say for now. You can go ahead, Al.
Let me read this super chat. Aqua Sabroni, 1758. Thank you for $2 holla. I remember when Pan Latino was native Indian.
Well, before you say something, Al, do you know how many white Americans move out of the United States all the time? There's over 20 million. Over 20 million live abroad, bro. You see?
The last time I checked, Delroy, there's over 2 million illegal white Europeans living in South Africa as we speak.
Exactly.
And if
illegal ones, not the white South Africans, the illegal ones.
Illegally. And if we were to have 1 million illegal black people living in Europe, this place would be shut down.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
And
that's what I'm saying.
Apparently also these people these white Europeans, they are going for the middle income jobs that Africans really need, to actually advance their family. They're not just going for a normal little job. And also this job.
Exactly.
And
you're from Sierra Leone. So did you see the report on all those different white people buying the new passport for Sierra Leone? You saw that report?
No, I haven't seen that. But I think
you gotta check that out, bro.
I haven't seen. I don't want to comment about it because I don't know a lot. Yeah.
I think Festus probably fixed his mind.
All right, Festus, you there? Festus.
Yeah, I'm here. Do you mind giving me time so I can listen in before I chip in?
Okay, no problem.
Okay, go ahead.
So Sierra Leone and a lot of African countries, I think they have this passport scheme. Not only Sierra Leone, I think a lot of countries are doing it. It's to attract investors. Okay, it's not just for a normal average person.
Yes.
I don't know about it, so I have to look into that. But however,
it's real. It's very real. It's like you buy a code and you get your passport expedited in like 6 months, something like that.
Yep.
To your point, Al, right? To your point, Al, in my country, we had a scandal, right? Because what Donnie's is saying is true to a point. But a lot of like Italians and I hate to say, even my fellow my brothers Nigerians, they'd get our diplomatic passports and they'd use it to traffic, drug. We almost had sanction plays in our country because our foreign ministry was, giving a lot of diplomatic passports to so-called investors, and those guys were taught to Mexican cartels. They were drug dealers. So I think we probably need to have more security and more stringent regulations on giving out, diplomatic passports to foreign nationals.
Yes. Right, especially Sierra Leone and Liberian passport. These were the most valuable passport in the sub-region. In fact, the Sierra Leone passport, if I'm not mistaken, was the last passport that they were allowed to enter the UK without a visa. And until we have Valentine Strasser, who done something silly, and he made the British introduce visa to us. I think he was beaten up in London here for doing that because he's the one that I think declared visa for Sierra Leoneans to travel to the UK and British to travel to Sierra Leone and the other way around. So I think we need to look into stuff like that. But also Sierra Leone and Liberia, we are very liberal when it comes to foreign people, and Guinea doesn't tolerate white person carrying their passport if you're not black.
Africa, technically, Liberia has the Negro clause where you have to be Negro, black to even be a citizen. So
right.
All right. Do they still follow that clause, Dennis?
I don't know.
It's still on the books.
Over. I don't know.
Okay, Dennis. No, the point is that clause still stands. There's only a slight variation now where before citizenship is only passed through your father and you had to be of Negro descent. But now we revised the law where your mother can pass her citizenship to you even if your father is not of Negro descent. So a lot of Lebanese, mixed kids whose father was Lebanese and their mother was. Quickly, let me just explain this quickly, Dora. So a lot of mixed kids whose mother was Liberian African and their father Lebanese, before they wouldn't have qualified for citizenship because their father was in Negro descent. Now the mother can inherit their mother's citizenship, which is different. So now you have a lot of mixed, Liberians of Lebanese descent who are citizens. But go ahead, Dora.
Can I ask you a question? For Liberian citizen, so what's the easiest way for a non-black or Liberian to get a citizenship? It's from the diaspora.
To have some money.
A black person, you mean a black person, right?
Huh?
You mean a black person, right? Like a black Negro person.
Yes. From the
so
diaspora.
First you have to marry a Liberian woman, and then stay in the country for I think 2 or 3 years, and then you can apply for citizenship.
Besides being married, what is that no other way?
Yeah,
you have to have you have to have residency there for I think at least 3 years as a Negro person to apply for it.
Okay. Yeah.
But we will accept any person of Negro descent who wants to come there for refuge.
And
that's one of the reasons the country was founded. But to have citizenship, for example, like birthright citizenship, if you have a child that was born in Liberia, say you're American but you're black and your child is born there, at the age of 18 they have to declare their citizenship. If they want to be Liberian or they want to take their father citizenship or whatever.
Does Liberia do dual citizenship?
Yeah, they
now
do.
Let
me pass the mic to Festus. Let me pass the mic to Festus. Go ahead, Festus.
Crap, where am I? All right, good evening, everyone.
Festus.
Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, we hear you.
Loud and clear. Bro.
Yeah, well, I think if I have to circle back to the discussion about Burkina Faso, I 100% agree with what they are currently doing as far as gaining sovereignty over their resources, and I hope they can get on with a new currency, push the French out, disregard whatever metrics forecast the IMF is actually saying. They need to just do things their own way. Likewise, Niger and Mali. I think useless countries like Nigeria can see what they ought to be doing and what they fail to do. Hopefully, by the time this Sahel Alliance country becomes like the regional hegemon within the West African space, when they start to grow economically, socio-economically, infrastructurally, that's going to basically foster a change within the West Africa space where other countries, Nigeria, Ghana, they'll be forced to pressure their leaders to push for better development and more economic independence
They
from.
won't.
Well, let's just see. They may, they won't, they might, we don't know. But as fast the fact that Burkina Faso is making huge strides, Mali and Niger is also not far behind. I think it might be some sort of like ripple effect to the point where citizens within West Africa space can start to demand change. I would also hope West Africa or Africa at large might have a contingency plan on dealing with Nigeria because you see how the West is moving, and Nigeria is basically giving itself up to be used by the West
Correct.
as once by the US
By the
to
whites in the U.S. Correct.
yeah,
Western whites.
absolutely Western whites, European
Right.
Americans, yeah. So
So
the
now,
way,
here's the question, right?
Willie, not today. Let the man finish. Go ahead.
yeah,
Please.
so in the way Nigeria is
Not
sort of
any day.
maybe tilting towards the West, Nigeria never really allowed for Western military base in its country in the 1960s and 70s and 80s, regardless of how bad our leadership has been. But Tinubu is basically opening arms to let the US troops in. We can say there is a Christian genocide going on, but the fact that the US is actually in, they launched missiles. Now it's like a few boots on ground. That's alarming because are they trying to use that to negate the potential threat of the Sahel alliance states? Is that what the US is actually why they're involved in West Africa? I mean, we don't
No.
know. But
Do you think the foreign events in the North
The
necessitated
West,
the U.S. being involved in it?
the West is involved in Nigeria because of
okay,
the
okay.
resources
So
they have.
that's a very good question, and I think one might be guessing maybe the West is involved, maybe not. If you look at things from the French point of view, you dominate West Africa, the French speaking West African countries.
Correct.
Your main threat is to not have Nigeria grow to become a prosperous country. Because if Nigeria becomes a prosperous country, there's going to be like a pull, a natural pull for other French speaking countries to tilt towards Nigeria. So
Potentially.
France has been this main country that's got a lot to gain if Nigeria is being destabilized. There are folks in northern Nigeria who actually say they see helicopters land, drop weapons, and they see white folks handing
Thank
out.
you very much.
Right.
When
Thank you.
Usman Donfodio was carrying out a jihad in northern Nigeria, was it the French that was telling him to do it?
That's also a good question. So I think there's and some things are very gray because one, the Fulani elites who have actually conquered Hausa land, they have this jihadist mindset where they want to dominate the entirety of Nigeria.
Correct.
You should also know that during colonial times, they worked well with the Brits because Britain comes in, they like to establish order that the Sokoto Caliphate has already in place, and they literally gave them power.
But when
Back
you
in
said they
20,
worked well with
hold
them,
on, let me quickly land.
right,
Back in 2015, John Kerry flew to Nigeria. He didn't go see the sitting president, Goodluck Jonathan. He went to see the Sultan of Sokoto. That's the Saadu Mohammed, Saadu Abubakar. That's his name. So
Is that the same Sultan that was over the banking of Nigeria? I forgot the economic or whatever.
no. That's
No,
Sanusi.
he's a long,
That's
he's long.
that's Sanusi Lamido Sanusi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
he's long.
Kanu.
So I might think maybe the Fulani elite of Nigeria might be working with outsiders. I might think there is so much gray areas that we can't really say maybe it's just the Fulanis acting by themselves, maybe the Fulanis with
You just got to put the blame where it belongs, Fester, on the Fulani jihadists. They've been ingraining them since Danfodio's time in northern
100%,
Nigeria.
Do not
Not the
get
French.
100%,
do not get Al started, please. Don't talk about that.
100%,
Please.
100%. But
but
that
why
is
No,
do you
Al is
say
my brother,
blame?
but you know I criticize him or his people when
But brother, why do you
we're
say
Don't
blame?
leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Why
No,
do
but
you say blame?
I'll respond to him. I'll respond to him politely. I'm not going to be rude, but let me hear what he's saying first, because I got some facts here from Al Jazeera that just came out today that Tinubu, the president, who is a Yoruba man, he's actually 100% conniving with America, not the Fulani. The Fulani in the north absolutely have come out to oppose it. They're the first people that said we don't want a base in our region. They're the first people that said we don't want you to use our region to invade Niger Republic. We were all here, we saw it, and they actually went in the parliament and voted against Tinubu and his agenda to invade, to use his base use his country as a base to invade their own brothers in Niger. What happened? Because
Al, let me say this, right? Al, let me say this to you, brother. Somebody said this, and I'll take their phrase. They said the white man is a great referee, right? You are smart enough to understand that there's almost a quiet civil war that's going on in Nigeria in terms of the government.
Correct.
You have a lot of governmental employees or governmental officials who are actually in support of the jihadists, who are actually undermining the government, effort to fight the jihadists
because
effectively.
Of tribalism.
They're tipping them off. They're giving them intelligence.
Tribalism, not religion.
So Tinubu has a right to want to bring in international help that it might be neutral and may not be embedded or in bed with the jihadists to try to make sure they can neutralize.
So you just agree with me
that is getting out of hand.
Hold on.
The encroachment of jihadists and bandits is getting out of hand.
So you just agree with me with Festus. Hang on. You just agree with me. Festus has been disingenuous, right? He's just been tribalistic and disingenuous. What he came here and done.
He was actually kind of backing the Fulanis. He was trying to take the blame away from the Fulanis. I don't think he was against your people.
Oh, okay. I thought
he was saying that it's all the Western involvement, the French are the ones doing it, not the North. I think that was his point.
That is, can you give me 2 seconds, please?
Yes,
go ahead, Festus, and I'll pass the Willie.
Let me crash out.
Okay, so
I'll pass the Willie.
I think looking at it from a geopolitical lens, if you read Henry Kissinger's memorandum back in 1972, which he specifically stated the U.S. must look into the affairs of Nigeria because they've got oil, they've got arable land with rivers, and they've got booming population. At the time when the population starts to grow, that's going to inhibit the U.S. access to resources. If you're the world superpower, you want to make sure you stay ahead. You also got to make sure that other potential like regional hegemony in Africa, that's Nigeria, stays below you. You got to cut their wings. So from the U.S. point of view, you have to do everything you have to cripple Nigeria's economy. That is not to take away blames for our ineptitude as far as our leaders. Also, historically, we know the Usman Danfodio's jihad and the legacy that has actually caused in the Nigeria's socioeconomic space. So there are so many factors that I can't really pinpoint. Is it just the West? Is it just...
What do you mean by Usman Danfodio jihad? Can you make this clear? Because
come on.
He spread Islam through the sword.
Here we go.
Okay,
he spread Islamic Reformation through the sword, Al.
All right.
But there was Islam. There was Islam before Danfodio, right?
Hold on.
But he reformed it through the sword.
If
and they took over the Hausa.
All right.
No, that's okay.
Let Festus finish. I got past Michael Willie.
Let me land. Hausa's had 7 functioning city states. They had their thing going, right? And the Fulani or Usman Danfodio did his jihad. He said he was purifying Islam in Hausa land, right? All the Hausa kings were all killed, including the Sar king of Zaria, who was actually in the mosque praying. He was slain. Then they went to the Kanem Bonu, that's the Kanuri people, yeah. Then they said they wanted to Islam. Well, they've been Muslims long before the Fulanis have been Muslim. They then basically enslaved most of the people in the middle belt of Nigeria, where the middle belt was completely depopulated. So you have population centers in the north and in the south where people were fleeing from the middle belt because the Fulanis would come during summer, during dry season to go and raid. So they didn't really bring Islam. It's more of a political conquest that they brought. Yeah. Including,
which I think is wrong. Yeah.
Including destabilizing the Yoruba space because the Oyo's empire.
That you're making sense to me now. You're Yoruba, okay.
Well,
let me go.
No, but everything he's saying is accurate, bro.
Come on, don't do that. He's speaking facts, brother.
Look,
yes.
Look.
No, I agree.
let me quickly
sorry,
land. Let me quickly land. I've been
It's
speaking for too
facts
long. Let
until
me
you
quickly
get to
land.
Western involvement. And Western involvement isn't concerned with the issues between the
Look,
Fulani, the Igbo. Like,
Yes, they are. You don't know what you're talking
no,
about,
that
then.
I do know what I'm talking about, sir.
No, you
Because
don't, because
what I'm
that's the
telling
whole
you,
entire formulation of
what I'm telling
Nigeria
you as a
was them
Western American,
utilizing the
right?
North.
So what I'm
Can you
telling
let
it's
you
not
as a
Kidola
about.
in,
Western
can you let
American,
Kidola interject because he knows
maybe,
most about Nigeria and stuff.
maybe
It's not
myself
about.
and
Yeah,
Dynas, right? Maybe me and
Ki- Ki-
Dynas know enough
Kidola,
about those
Kidola,
conflicts,
can you
It's
help
not
right?
me out
about.
here, please?
What are you talking
Look,
about? Like, what are you saying? You know enough, bro? You don't know what you're talking
look.
This is
about.
what I'm
Dynasty.
saying, right?
I think.
I'm saying Western influence don't give a, I don't want to curse. They don't care about none of that, right? They care about what benefits Western influence, right? So when
Simple,
y'all get to
simple as that.
breaking down this
So the
tribalism,
mistake you are
understand,
making
hold
They
there.
on,
utilize,
understand.
yes, they do care because they utilize the tribal dynamics to
But
execute what they
wait,
want to happen. That's
so I agree
exactly
with
what
that.
happened in
Let me
Nigeria.
So I
let me
agree with
quickly
that
Yeah.
explain
point,
to you.
right? But here's the
Let me
thing you
quickly
got to
explain to
understand
you the role
about
of the
when
Fulani
white
in
people get
Nigeria.
involved in your
Can Kadola
politics.
come in here, please? He wants
Hold
to
on.
Let me
chime in.
quickly
Here's what you
explain.
Yeah,
got to
Kidola,
understand
please. Yeah.
about
Hold on. It's Willie. So Willie, you got a minute. Go ahead, Willie.
here's what you got to understand about when white people get involved in your politics. They're not breaking it down on a tribalistic level. They're not concerned with who's right between the Fulani and the Igbo. They're not worried about the Fulani, grazing cows on people's land. They're not concerned with none of that, right? When you're talking about Western influence, maybe black people like myself or Dynas know enough where we could understand the arguments y'all are trying to make. But what I'm saying is Western powers are strictly moving on who can have influence, who has the power in the region, right?
Yeah, that's it.
That's what's gonna determine how they move, right? That
Yeah.
and Western our own politics. So when the conversation becomes bring our girls back, right? Like, yeah, they will now look at Boko Haram and groups like that, and they'll look at the other Islamic groups attached to that. But what I'm saying is, even if that benefits Western interests, what they're trying to do, they're not gonna bang on those groups, no matter how much carnage they're causing in the land, right? Like these tribal arguments don't apply in Western politics. They don't.
No, they
No,
only
you
align
you just
That's
contradicted yourself.
false. That
they,
yeah,
they,
that
they
tells you
only
you
align
Wait,
with
wait,
the
wait.
tribe.
Hold on,
Before I
one second.
contradict
Hold
myself,
on. Willie, you got 30 seconds. I'm letting
let me
go.
land.
Let's call the fastest. I'll
Before I
pass the kid over.
contradict myself, I understand what the brother's saying, whereas he's saying they do understand these things are, they exist. All Western powers are looking to do is exploit those fractures that are there. They're not concerned with who's right or wrong, is my
Of
point.
course. Of
So,
course. Yeah,
Thank
all
you.
right,
nobody's saying they care
all
okay.
right.
about who's right or
So hold
wrong.
on,
Can I
hold
have the
on.
mic back,
So
Dynas?
hold on. Here's the point, right? When I said that Western powers aren't concerned with who's right or wrong, you were saying that no, they are concerned with the politics. They're only
N-
concerned with the politics in terms of what will benefit Western
Okay.
powers. At some
Okay.
No,
point,
Let's
right? At some
let's
point,
let Festus finish because I need
Nigeria,
to come back
hold
and
on.
interject quick, please. Thank you.
Okay.
Festus, yeah, you
Can
can
I
come
All
back.
right.
finish?
All right.
Willie,
So
we got the point. Let
All
me
right,
pass it to
good.
Angola. Let me pass it to Angola. Then
Thank you,
after,
Willie. Thank you, Willie.
go ahead,
yeah,
Angola.
Okay.
Go ahead, Angola.
Okay.
yeah.
You see.
I'm saying I'm not. No, I'm not. When I said because you said they don't care about what the tribal dynamics, and I'm saying yes, they do because they utilize the tribal dynamics to, of
I
course,
understood that point, and I agree.
execute their agenda.
I
So
agree.
Mm-hmm.
like the brother said earlier, everybody on here knows what happened in Nigeria with the North. They utilize the North because they study. These people study history.
Correct.
They seen what Islam in certain aspects can do. It's not even Islam. Any force that can galvanize a
And
critical
Western
mass
powers
that
are
can
fighting
destabilize.
Islam with Islam. That's the
Yes, of
point I'm
course.
making.
No, yeah,
Okay.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm saying,
All right.
like you said, I'm not saying you were incorrect. The only thing I'm saying is when you just said the outright blatant tribal dynamics. But now that I see what you're saying, of course, nobody would disagree with that. So there's no need for me to
Okay.
belabor the
Can I
point.
say one thing?
No,
okay.
after we
Back
pass
to
the Festus,
Festus.
then pass the kid over. Go ahead, Festus.
All right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
um it is fair to equate the Fulani's role in Nigeria to the white Africans in South Africa, in the
bro.
way the whites dominate South Africa's economy. That's the same way the arrangement made by Britain to put the Fulanis
I wouldn't
ahead.
disagree with that.
So
Look,
I'm gonna make few examples right here. Around the time Nigeria gained its independence, there was a book written by Sherwood Smith. He was the last governor general of the North. He specifically told the Balera administrations that regardless of how educated the Southerners are, the North should send its kids to the military. Whenever democracy fails, it's not grammar speaking Southerners that will dominate. It's going to be the Northerners who are in the military. There was also another document, if you read history a lot, where they told the Northerners, Western education is not compatible with your religion. Instead of them to like go to school, nah, you don't need school.
bro,
Back in
bro, that's not
1939,
the problem. That's not the problem of modern
hold on,
Nigeria.
let
That's
me
not the
just
problem.
let me
But
finish.
That is not
Nigeria
the
became
problem
a
of modern
republic.
Nigeria.
Let him finish, and I'll
Yeah,
pass to you, Kidola.
around if you know Lagos
He got
well,
to land though because it's taking long.
Ikoyi, there is a road called Bodilion, one of the most expensive real estate space in Lagos, right? Bodilion, Henry Bernard Bodilion, he split East and West Nigeria. We used to have Southern Nigeria, but according to his word, they said they were racing against time. Their plan is a big north on top of a divided south. So East and West, Igbos and Yoruba shouldn't see eye to eye, because if they unite, they're going to take power away from the north. So that's how the white folks, the Brits, have been so divisive in maintaining dominance through divide and conquer. So I'm done.
And the
All right,
West won't
go
allow
ahead,
it.
Kidola.
I agree with you.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
okay.
I'm sorry. I know somebody just has to go
Dinus,
now.
please let me
But
go after
Who
CD.
is cutting me?
With that, it's Kidola's turn, and I got to pass it after. I
Who
got
is
to pass
cutting me off?
Go ahead, Kidola.
The modern Nigeria problem is not what happened. Elvis, thank you for. I appreciate what you did, man. Dan, sorry, man, for disrespecting. So it's more. Oh, sorry for everything. Modern Nigeria problem is not what you. Is not in the. Is not the old problem. The modern Nigeria problem is these leaders. Person like Tinubu is a very corrupt man. Have a very
I
strange
agree.
history in the United States. That history, and that's what you see is romancing with France. United also do the same thing also. When these people are very corrupt, they steal money, they do all kind of something,
I
so that
agree.
they submit their power to the Western people. Tinubu, why? Buhari was there for all these years. Obasanjo was there for all these years. But during the time of Jonathan and this Tinubu you're seeing now, it's a kind of like a strange thing going on. Very, very strange. Nigeria problem. Tinubu is not exempted to Tinubu. Tinubu supported a way to destabilize Jonathan government. You see, that's why you cannot blame the Fulani totally. The problem of Nigeria is also be localized also. There are some politicians in Nigeria who want to be Lord of all Lord.
On the local
So
level. Yeah.
they're the one bringing, sometimes hiring some of these people, what they also call Fulani, right? To come and raid some certain area so that they can occupy the land. Whatever is in that land will belong to them. You understand me? The certain leaders, the middle belt leaders, are also not free from it. You cannot bring, somebody cannot come to your territory who does not know what is. In Nigeria, for you to be able to operate even in the territory, you must know the territory so very, very good. Tinubu is very scared. He's a very weak leader, very, very weak. He have a very bad history in the United States. His degree is fake. He have a criminal things there going on there. You
But we
know,
still
so
support him.
if they open up his file, if the America open up his file, he will not be in that seat of power the next day. So he's doing everything. He will send his wife down there to beg this guy. So the America will say, "Oh, release his file." He will say he will give up to anything they're looking for,
No, they
because
won't.
he know that he's very, very weak. And the more they release that file, you bet it. The northern people, let's just be honest, the most corrupt people in Nigeria are the southern leaders. They're very, very corrupt. They're very, very corrupt. You understand me? Buhari would try. I know it might not be good in administration, but at least he tried to put some services together. He make Nigeria economy at least better in a way in the rights aspect in agriculture, and he refused any military base in anything.
That's the Western
That guy
argument.
is a pure.
Stop interrupting
That
him,
guy
man.
really love. That guy really loved Nigeria. This one you're seeing now, this so-called Tinubu, this guy is only for himself and how to be in power, and is very scared that he might lose his weight, that he's not hiding in France because he can't go to United States anymore. And the Igbos or the Yorubas sort of, so now they want to say, oh, there's this and that. The Yorubas sort of support the Northern also. You understand me? Tinubu destroyed West African ECOWAS. He destroyed it totally,
right?
Because it was playing to France. You understand? He destroyed what General Murita Mohammed formed. He destroyed it within a day, just because
That was the
please
goal
France.
of the Western powers.
But I disagree with you, but Dennis, please let me go after CD,
Thank you.
please.
No, it's my turn. It's my turn. Thank you. Thank you.
As after Africa's turned, and his guys so Rod, Dennis City, then is you, Elvis. Go
Okay,
ahead.
thank
and then it's
thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dennis. I remember Festus when I first met him on this platform. Okay, Festus was complaining a lot to me, how Fulani control the power in Nigeria, how they don't want to share power with other people. And I remember someone was breaking it down to him, saying, no, that's very biased view of him, because Nigeria politicians have been from different areas, different regions, especially the Yoruba. The Yoruba should be the last people in Nigeria that should be coming on here and complain about Nigerian politics, because the Northerners heavily included the Yorubas. Okay, and when people say the Fulani, the British hand over power to the Fulani, that's really interesting, because the British, if you look at Nigeria, the British settled mainly in the western region, and there was at the Christian areas, and there was more with those people, and they came to the north with those Southerners, based on what I read, and to administration and so on. Okay, and the thing is, people don't understand the Fulani, the Hausa, the Mandinka, the Kanuris. These people were empire builders in West Africa. They have built empires. Colonization is not it's not their first interaction with British people. If you go back to Guinea and Senegal, you Diners probably know you heard about Sheikh Omar Tal, who married late Danfoudja's granddaughter or something like that. Okay, Sheikh Omar Tal, he was one of the warriors who disrupted the British military base and the French throughout the region. It wasn't just handed up to them in a plate saying, oh, okay, yeah, because you're Fulani, you're Northerners, you're Muslim, you got a different religion to us. We're gonna what kind of analogy is this? If you look at the present, no, I'm not hungry. You've spoken a lot, mate. I don't want to hear you again. And what kind of if you look at Nigeria, I mentioned this before. Okay, if you look at what's happening in Nigeria, most of the time you have this problem is when you have a Southerner running the country. The British said it clear in their history notes in their book. They said only the Northerners can keep Nigeria together. The Southerners cannot rule Nigeria. Look at what happened when you have a Southerner running Nigeria. You're always going to have stuff like this happening, okay? Because they always end up in the hands of the foreigners. They're very highly influenced by the Westerners. They're very attracted to their culture. They're very yes man people compared to the Northerners. Northerners, they got their own culture, they got their ways, and that's why it was harder for the British to change them, because you can't change people who already learn their stuff. They have already built educational institutions. So we need to be rational about this. And also, if I ask Festus now, those people like he mentioned in the Middle Belt, for example, if you ask most Nigerians how long the Chief people been in Nigeria, they will say, oh, they've been the Chief people, but they're so rest in peace because they're struggling a lot. They're suffering a lot with the killings there, which is really sad. If you look at Nigeria, people will say to you, oh, the Fulani came to Nigeria. The Fulani came to Nigeria. Northern Nigeria, where you have Niger Republic, used to be part of the Mali Empire. The Fulani been in that region. Okay, since the 10th, the 13th century, yeah, the 9th to 13th century, they've been in that region. Danfodio came there later on. The thief in Middle Belt only been in that region around 18th century. But the thief people are more classed as Nigerians than the Fulani who've been in northern Nigeria and the Niger Republic area since the 13th century. Can someone help me out, please? And it's just okay. The tribalism that is happening in Nigeria is not just between the Northerners and the Southerners. The Hausa that my mind is trying to defend. The Hausa dominate the military in Nigeria. Of course, they have Fulani people. Do you think if the Fulani people were so bad towards the Hausa, do you think they would just sit by? Majority of the people that you see in Nigeria today, who you call Fulani, these are Hausa people. If you go to Northwest, they're Hausa and who these are Hausa people who carry Fulani blood. Fulani people in Nigeria are very, very tiny population. You probably will not even count. When they say Fulani, they make up 6%. I don't believe it. I think Fulani people in Nigeria probably make up like 10 million in population. Most of them that you talk about Fulani, these are Hausa Fulani. We have people like what's his name? The guy in Bauchi State who said hey, all Fulani can come to Nigeria if they're welcome. A lot of people used to call him Fulani. He's not Fulani. People call there are a lot of governors in Nigeria, yeah, a lot of governors in Nigeria who call themselves Fulani, but if you look, they're not Fulani. They have Fulani mother, or they have Fulani grandparent. They call themselves Fulani, but these are Hausa people. We need to get the facts right. But if you don't live in that region, you don't understand. Most of you Southern Nigerians, not to be disrespectful, you know nothing about the Northerners. The only thing you know about Northerners is what you learn on social media, just like everybody else on this platform. And because you have a different religion, you think you are different to them. Because you've been educated by the Westerners, you think you're different to them. But really, truly, if you find it out, you know different to them. You just tribalism. It's just I think the Northerners are least tribalistic people. Okay, the Northerners they look at more religion because they see religion as a unification thing, as one block. Okay, the Southerners they don't see that. They have different religion, which I respect. You know, everybody got their own system of operation. But let's not fool in ourselves here and just blame one man that just came to Nigeria called Danfodio. Danfodio, most of Danfodio followers were Hausa at that time. Most
We
of the
pass the
people
mic,
who
please, respectfully.
Yeah. We gotta pass the mic.
Do I respond?
No. It's Guy's turn. I gotta pass it to Elvis and CD. Go ahead, Guy.
Real quick though, Tinubu is
No. Real quick. Go ahead, Guy.
I'm asking. Tinubu
Go,
is Fulani, right?
dude. Go ahead, Guy.
No, it's Yoruba. It's Yoruba.
He's Yoruba.
Go ahead, Guy.
Exactly. And Festus is Yoruba. And it's
Go ahead,
complaining.
Guy.
Wow, shameless.
Guy.
Thank you
Do I
very much for
respond
giving
to
me-
Africa?
I will let you too. Go ahead,
I think
Guy.
Guy fell off. Did he fall off?
Guy.
Thank you very much, Dinas, to give me the floor for giving me the floor back. And I'd like also to thank Elvis because, and this is where I didn't want the discussion to go, because Mr. Festus here made some very compelling argument, but he went into the tribal quest. Now, those guys are from Nigeria, like Dinas, as you know. My mom is from Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire, and I'm here now. And I'm hearing them speak like people from Ivory Coast speak. Like, oh, those Senufo, those people from the north, they are not from here. Well, I'm sorry to bring it down a notch, maybe for the level of the people who are here. But at the end of the day, it doesn't benefit the people. Like, we have a lack of access of education. Like 2 weeks ago, I was in a region where there was 100 kids in the classroom. Well, it doesn't matter if they are if they are Fulani or how does it matter? Those kids need to have access to education. So, like, I don't want us to divide ourselves between religion or tribes. Like, in my opinion, those things are really irrelevant. Like, because
thank you.
And I may say something that may offend some people here, but I believe that the way we got our independence did a disservice to a lot of African nations, especially French-speaking nations, because from what I read, English nations fought for the liberation, right? But because the US didn't have any colony on African soil, they forced European nations like France to leave the colony so that they can be an equal playing field. But when this happened, we did not fight. We don't have a sense of nation. So So, like, when I'm bringing up the fact of corruption, I know some guy here mentioned that, oh, it's because the Westerners have another agenda. Okay, let's assume that. But if the Westerners have another agenda, can any one person here name me the agenda of African people? Like, what are the initiatives that
was
as
my
African on
point.
the continent, have built? Like, okay, let's say we're going to build a train from Cairo to Cape Town. This is a project that has been since 1972 at the African Union, but African
That would
nations are not
benefit the
even capable.
masses, right?
Yes, thank you. Like, we're not
Right.
even capable to put funding towards this project. So, as much as we are all here, Pan-African is trying to build and trying to go forward, but I think we need to eliminate imaginary barriers and work towards the development of the continent. Like, Dinas knows, I do not like Ibrahim Traore because I believe he restricts liberties. So I do not want to live there. But it's not a reason for me to come here and claim that what he's doing for the economy is bad. Like, if the gold before, because there's no French companies there dealing gold, if the gold before was dealt badly between Canada and Australia and Switzerland, and now the current president is able to renegotiate those contracts up so the country can have more funding, and then they can be followed by other investors. This is good. It's a good initiative. It doesn't matter if I like him or not. Like, he doesn't even know me. So I would like to thank you once again. I don't want to hold the panel for too long.
It sounds like you like him, bro.
That was a good point.
No,
he made.
no.
No, his point was it doesn't matter whether he likes
Let me
him or
pass
not.
the mic to
That
go
was
ahead,
his
Elvis.
point.
Go ahead, Elvis.
All right. Thank you, Dennis. Look, I want to highlight. Okay, I want to highlight just one person in this conversation, right? And that is Sambo Dansuki. He's part of the Buhari royal household from the Sokoto Caliphate, right? And I always harkens back to this person because this is a guy whose father was the emir, not the emir, but the sultan of Sokoto, which is like the highest, Islamic authority in Nigeria. He comes from a prominent royal family. He was, I think, the DSS chief in Nigeria under Jonathan, right? When the terrorism in Nigeria was at its peak, it was almost an existential crisis that was happening in Nigeria. And who was president at the time? Barack Obama. And the Nigerians, they lobbied President Obama to give him some help, logistical help to fight the Boko Haram insurgency in the north. I think the United States gave like $2.1 billion in aid to buy logistical weapons like, fighter jets, cargo planes, so that they can be able to go to the north
To gain
and really
influence.
fight these rebels.
Yep.
1 second. Samuel Dasuki, embezzled almost $2 billion of that money. Order planes that never arrived, order equipment that never arrived. He stole the money, man. Basically stole the money, and then really made President Obama so angry with him that he almost personally vowed to get Jonathan out of there. And, then that kind of usher in Buhari to come into office. So what I was saying earlier is this is a case in point that you have a highly ranked government official who has royal ties, Islamic ties, in terms of the Sokoto royal family, who stole billions of dollars that would have really tilted the war against Boko Haram in such a pivotal moment, and he helped to usher in, another quote unquote northern president when he was serving under a southern president. So I don't want to play the tribal game, but my point here we have to acknowledge is that a lot of a lot of Muslim who are working in southern-led government tend to undermine these government and side with the Islamic brothers in order to perpetuate the Islamic, northern domination in Nigeria. And lastly, when you're talking about northerners only being able to rule Nigeria, and respectfully to my brother Al, what happened is every time there's a southern president, there's always this movement to kind of destabilize the country, to make the country ungovernable for the southern president. Take somebody like
Obasanjo wasn't.
1 second, please. 1 second, please, brother. Take somebody like a Abakari, right, who was like the chief of staff to Buhari, who passed away from COVID. That guy was instrumental in stabilizing Buhari's government. Take somebody like Nasser El-Rufai, the former governor, I think, of Kaduna or Katsina. He was instrumental in helping Buhari. But once Tinubu got there, all of these guys started speaking against him. all of them started, plotting little things with the Atiku
Do you
group,
know why?
with the Abu
Do you know
Bakr Atiku.
why?
Hold
Do you know
on,
why
hold
he
on,
did?
please. Hold on. I'm just giving you an example, key examples to tell you that when it's a Southern person, they actively worked against them to make them look bad. When it's a Northerner, they galvanize around that person to make the country look stable and peaceful and progressive. That's the point I wanted to make. Thank you, Dinas.
I totally disagree with
I
you.
gotta pass the mic to go ahead, CD.
Hey, Donis.
Hey.
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to talk about Burkina Faso that they're trying to work with IMF. They need to be very, very careful with that because right now, almost everybody is putting their money into gold and silver because US dollar was a safe ground, but because US dollar has been devalued and Trump has put Jerome Powell to decrease the interest rate, and now he's getting a new Federal Reserve chairman who is Kevin Walsh. He's starting in May. So he's already guaranteed Trump that he's going to decrease the interest rate. So now everybody is trying to put their money into gold and silver, right? But again, what IMF is trying to do with Burkina Faso to give them money and use their gold mine as a collateral to give them a lot of debt. Gold is a very unstable it's a very, very unstable value.
Commodity.
Right. So it fluctuates very, very fast. US dollar, they're going to decrease the interest rate in May. They're going to have more decreased interest rate because Kevin Harsh, Trump already said if he doesn't decrease the interest rate, he's going to sue him. So in that perspective, Chinese, everybody is trying to put their money into gold and silver. In the long run, gold and silver are going to decrease in value because US dollar going to, somehow appreciate in value within a couple of years' time. So once they use the gold and silver as a collateral, and it's going to devalue, and they already give them a lot of money, they will need more gold to pay back those debt. So I think that's the strategy they're trying to play with Burkina Faso, right? But I hope they have someone that will tell Ibrahim Traore that this is the strategy right now because gold is a hard commodity right now. Everybody trying to put their money into gold, but again, it's a very unstable currency anyway. So, with the perspective of Nigeria's situation with Tinubu, I think the society in Nigeria they have sometimes they only elect people that they think that have money. They don't investigate how that person got his money, right? Everybody knows Tinubu is somehow compromised. He was somehow involved in selling a dope in Chicago. Everybody know that. So he's somehow being compromised. So a big country like Nigeria, someone like that running a campaign, nobody's asking how did he get his money. So all come down to the Nigerian society. Sometimes they don't want to know how people make their money, right? All they know is they just bring money, you manipulate people, you run campaign, you find yourself as a governor, you find yourself as a president. I think that's what they're struggling with right now. That's why I prefer most of the time the Northerners because for them, they join the military, they raise up in power, then from there they find themselves into leadership. But with the other part of Nigeria, most of the time, people that they elect, they are already corrupt. They could be a drug dealer, they could be an armed robber as long as they have money and they can run campaign and spend money on people, give people food because people can't afford it. If they can give you 1, 2, or 2 bag of rice, people will vote for them. So I think that's the issue with Nigeria right now.
Who brought Buhari to power after losing 3 successive elections? It was Tinubu, the same corrupt guy you're talking about now. He brought
No,
him to
no, no, no,
power.
no,
Right,
no, no.
that's that.
No, he did
I'm
not.
just
He
talking
did
about the
not.
whole.
Of
I'm
the
just talking about
APC.
He
the
did
whole.
not.
Yeah, I'm
He
just
did
talking about
not.
the whole system, how the political system in Nigeria works. Because Nigeria in general, you can even see from individual Nigerians, right? If you go to Nigerian party in New York, you will see how people spend money. If you go to Nigerian wedding, people want to have three different set of wedding, right? They will get into debt. They will spend. Someone that don't make six-figure salary, he spend over $100,000, $200,000 on wedding. How he's going to pay that money back? He's going to have more pressure on him. At the end of the day, he's going to involve himself into crime. So the society puts so much pressure on the Nigerian, not the Northerners, so especially the Igbo. They would find all means to. They would be working a nice job, but once they have that wedding, accumulate all those debt, they have to find other means to make money. If they don't make that money, they will commit crime. So that's the
Diners, can I
pressure
chip
that
in, please?
on the individual Nigerians.
No, you can't.
So to me, I would prefer the Northerners to really remain in power in Nigeria compared to someone like Tinubu. Tinubu has been compromised. We all know that, right? Trump is a gangster. This man grew up with someone like Robert De Niro there in New York City. He's a gangster. He knew already Tinubu has been compromised. That's why when Trump was attacking, he couldn't even talk, right? So that's the situation in Nigeria found ourselves in right now. Tinubu is just there.
Did
He
you
cannot
see?
move.
Did
He
you
cannot
see
do anything.
Abdullah Ganduje taking money in the bag, being corrupt? The former governor of Kano State,
Listen,
Abdullah
Elvis, you're
Ganduje.
Elvis,
I understand that.
Is what I'm saying a lie? Al, is what I'm saying a lie, or was it true? Was he not on
They're
film
biased,
taking a
man. They're
bribe?
biased, man.
Evans, let us
very
look at
biased.
someone.
Elvis,
They're biased. They're northern governors
No,
who
I'm
are
saying
corrupt.
y'all are biased. You
No,
and
you.
CD are biased.
Let me
You guys
finish.
are
Let me
biased
finish.
because you
Okay.
try
Someone
to
like
absorb the blame on
Ibrahim
one
Babangida, right?
which
We
does
know he
not
was
the
corrupt,
best.
right? Babangida was corrupt, but he did not make his money by selling drugs to become a
Oh, yes, he
president.
was selling drugs.
No,
Yeah.
listen,
Wait,
he was in the military.
What are you
He was
talking
in the
about? He
military. He
stole
raised
money
up
from the
to
Nigerian
become a
government.
president.
And he did drugs before he was
Sani
president.
Abacha, the Kanuri man from Borno, was corrupt also.
Let me tell you this. I know Ibrahim Babangida was arrested for $4 billion. We all know that. But what I'm saying, they rise up into power in Nigeria through military. They don't sell drugs in the
Babajida
street
is
like
not
the
And
Kanuri.
they
It's not
still, once
Kanuri.
they
It's
get into
Hausa.
power,
Babajida is Kanuri. It's
they're
not.
still
It's
recovering
Hausa. It's
Abacha's
Hausa.
loot. CD,
Babajida
they're
is
still
Hausa,
recovering
not
Abacha's
Kanuri.
loot.
but I
All
mean,
the
what I'm
northern
telling you,
leaders are
Evers,
also very corrupt. Don't just blame the southern
Can,
leaders.
no,
can
I'm telling you,
you let
Evers,
CD speak?
these people, but someone like Abacha, someone like Babangida, someone like Abubakar Kafelo Belewa, these people were in the military. Most of them, you don't even have that educational foundation.
Political.
But they went
Yeah.
into the military, they served the military, and they found themselves into leadership. But someone like Tinubu, he was an accountant in Chicago. He started pushing dope, right? Transporting dope from Colombia and destroying black kid in Southside Chicago. He was a
Do you
district.
know who
He was
Do
a
you know who
bishop.
Theophilus Yakubu Danjuma is?
Elvis. Who
Elvis,
finished your war
You know
in
who
Liberia?
Theophilus Yakubu Danjuma is? He's a
Who finished
northerner.
your
He's
war in
very
Liberia,
corrupt too. He
Elvis?
was in the military.
Who finished your war in
Say that
Liberia,
again?
Elvis? Who finished your war in Liberia? Was
Elvis,
it in Savannah?
do you think if Tinubu was in power, the civil war that Liberian went through, they were going to Tinubu were going to
Can
deploy
you?
anybody over there?
I mean,
Definitely
come on,
not.
guys. Let's have
No
intelligent
way.
conversations, right? We're
What do you
talking
mean?
about we're talking about in Nigeria, in the political sphere, right? We're talking
No,
about the political,
Nigeria. What happened? What
life
happened?
in Nigeria. We're not talking about what
You
happened
cannot.
outside of that
You
country.
cannot take out what happened in
Diners, can
Nigeria
I
away
say
from West
something?
Africa.
Can I get my time,
One
Diners?
second, okay?
All right, okay. Let me
Yeah, 1 second,
summarize.
Baz.
So, to
Okay,
my
sorry.
understanding, the issue in Nigeria right now, you can even tell the Northerners, they never travel. They are more patriotic than other Nigerians. If they are not in the military, they raise their little cattle, right? They are not in the street of New York City, scamming people. They are not in places like Japan, selling Japanese women as a prostitute, right? You never see nothing Nigerian doing that, right? who are
Except
involved in those
they're
things.
The
marrying
South feel
6-year-old girls
marginalized, though. That's what I'm
and doing
saying.
honor killing and banditry,
Interpol just
which is
collected
worse.
600,000 Nigerians from Nigeria.
Except they're marrying
Let,
12-year-old girls and
let me
doing
give you
banditry in the north,
another
collected
example.
which
Let
is
me give you
600,000
worse.
another
Nigerians
example, Avi.
Yeah, y'all are not being objective,
Let me
man.
give you
Y'all are being biased towards the North, man,
let me
and it's
give you one of
crazy.
the example.
Can I chip in,
I
Diners?
was hanging out with my friend. I mean, this guy I met at the gym. We were going to the club in New York City, right? We got there, me and my girlfriend and I were entering the club. You have to show your ID, right? His name is Augustine. He's an Igbo guy. He took out his ID. What the ID that I see, Alice Kabongo. He was carrying Congolese nationalities, right? He's not Congolese, right? But when we got in the
See,
club, I realized, let me
you're
finish.
just being
I
a snitch, Speedy.
realized,
You're
Yeah,
I
snitching
yeah.
and
This
realized,
finding
let
this
out.
is
me finish
disgusting,
this.
man. This is
I
really disgusting.
realized that this guy, he says, Kim, what I did, I took my girl, I left the club and left him in the club there. But the reason I'm saying this, every day Trump is saying the open prison, Congolese are murderers, are killers. But when you look at it, how many Congolese are in America? Most of the time, Congolese don't even come in America. But you find out that 90% of the Congolese that Trump claimed to be Congolese, they are Nigerians, which is very sad. His name was Alex Kabongo.
CD, do we Liberians, do we commit crime in this country?
We do.
Not as much. Not
We
as much.
do.
Okay.
But
Of
We do.
course we do.
Everybody commit crime. Everybody
CD,
commit crime.
I just want to remind Elvis, when Boko Haram started in Nigeria, it was a Southerner that was the president. Good luck, Jonathan, okay? And when the biggest corruption in Nigeria history happened under Obasanjo, the Ajakuta steel plant, okay, who dismantled the thing and actually sell it, right? So when you're talking about, of course, and the two best presidents in Nigerian history, they will tell you, the two Northerners. One of them is Fulani, late Musa Yaradua, who
Yes.
Jonathan succeeded, okay, and also Sani Abacha. Even though he's
Yeah.
told, but Sani Abacha makes sure Nigerian territory wasn't to be played with, okay. So let's
Abacha was
forget
good.
about this North.
Explain this guy to
Yeah, let's forget about this North.
No,
Let's forget
my
about this
point is
North
the
and South.
Northerners are corrupt too. The Northerners are
Yeah,
corrupt
and
too.
I
We
agree.
agree with
He's
that.
right
See,
about
I
that,
agree.
man. He's right.
what
He's
I'm
right with
saying,
that
agree.
sentiment.
I agree. I agree with you, Elvis.
everybody is corrupt. Every leadership in Nigeria is corrupt. But what I'm saying is that if you run a campaign for someone like Tinubu or you run it against Tinubu, why you didn't mention how this guy got his money? Why are we electing this guy as a president of Nigeria if he's a dope pusher? How did he get his money? Nobody questioned that
People
in
say it's
Nigeria.
not true, but Tinubu worked for Chevron as an accountant for many years, right? He
Yeah,
also
but I
has
know that.
properties in Lagos. He's an adopted son of one of the greatest prolific slave trader in Lagos there. So he comes from a prominent family. He's a businessman. He made money. Some of
But
it may
that's
have been illicit, but he certainly
but he
made
was
some
you
legitimate money
see
in Lagos.
how much accounting? He was working in public accounting, right? And I know he was working in public.
He
This
became the
is how
governor
I
of
started my
Lagos.
career
He
too. How
became the
much he make?
godfather of Lagos politics. No, I'm saying he became the governor of Lagos, became the godfather of Lagos politics. He
But
had
that's what
property
I'm
over Lagos. He
saying.
has an
The
oil
way he
company there.
raised up into power, the
He
way
has
he became a
hotels.
governor, he started showing money to people. But how did he get his money? Nobody is questioning that. And the whole society become to be corrupt because people don't question how people make the money. Right?
Yeah,
Go on.
let Bang speak.
Bank comment.
So I'll land there for now.
Yeah, thank you, CD. Yeah.
I've dealt with Elvis before plenty of times, right? Elvis told me directly he hates me because I'm Muslim. He said it out of his mouth. He hates me because I'm Muslim. I've never told somebody I hate them because they're Christians. But this Elvis right here that you guys see, he said out of his own mouth, he hates me because I'm Muslim. Now, let's come to Nigeria. Oh my God. Because when you see some people when they come up here, right? They want to talk about Nigeria, right? They said the South. The South is two different people. You got the Southwest and the Southeasterners, right? The Southwest, you got the Yorubas, right? Dominant, right? Most Yorubas, about 60% are Muslims. Get this facts. About 60% are Muslims, right? You go to the Southeast, you got the Igbos, right? This is about 98% of them are Christians, right? Or 99% of them are Christians, right? Okay, so, you know, different people, right? And then you have the Yorubas from the Southwest a little bit. They mix with the Fulanese as well. So you understand me, right? Okay. Now let's come back to this Usman Dan Fodio, right? When the British came, right? The Sultan of Sokoto, when you look at the empire, right? They had their own school system. They had their own governance system. They had their own marine system. They had everything put together before even the British came. For decades. You go down to the people in the Southeast, they never had none of these things. You understand me, right? So the British saw the Northerners. They said, "Wow, we are amazing," and you know
that's not true, man.
No, that is true. That is true.
Stop interrupting. Let him speak.
That is
please.
true.
Yeah.
That is true. To my mother, right? I said this before, right? Nigeria is corrupt versus corrupt. I'm not gonna sit right here and come and say, "Oh, like it's because of the North. That's what Nigeria is. Oh, it's because of the South. That's what Nigeria is." No. Nigeria is corrupt. You know, I said it the other day before, so I don't have to, repeat myself. But let's look at what's going on right now. The president of Nigeria is a Yoruba. The vice president of Nigeria is a Kanuri, right?
Kanuri.
Yes,
it's more that it's Fulani. It's more that it's Fulani, but it's part of Kanuri.
The speaker of the house is an Igbo. Or the House of Senate, right? You understand me, right?
No,
the General Army. It's
not from Delta. It's a Delta.
Yes.
Not Igbo. Igbos are not allowed in that. Igbos are not allowed near power in Nigeria.
So this idea of Nigeria is being controlled by the Fulanese, it's completely ludicrous. Because at the end of the day, it's just an excuse. Tinubu was the same one that cut off electricity to the Niger, country, a couple years ago. Innocent people died. Kids died in the hospital. Tinubu was the same one that said, "I'm going to invade Niger. You have about 2 weeks. Are we going to invade Niger?" It was a Yoruba president. It wasn't a Fulani president. Tinubu is the same one that bought the United States in Nigeria. You understand me, right? This is a Yoruba president. This is not a Fulani president.
A Yoruba Muslim. A Yoruba Muslim. It's not the same.
No, it is the same.
Listen,
it is the same.
You don't understand Africa. You don't understand Africa. Yorubas will choose it right before
Okay,
religion.
guys, you gotta let me.
No, but
you gotta let me respond to Bang, right?
Let me finish, right? So you look at all these things, right? It's been done by what? A Yoruba president. You understand me, right? Now we keep talking about these three countries. The other day we spoke about Niger, and then the other day as well, and then Burkina Faso. Once in a while we speak about Mali as well, right? Let's be fair at what it is, right? Okay, if you want to talk about religion in Africa, right? Especially West Africa, right? Well, how come we not talking about Cameroon then? How come we not so crazy about these Christian countries in West Africa then? We barely not beat our chest about these people. Well, we come up here and beat our chest for a Muslim country. Mali is 95% Muslim. Burkina Faso is probably 70% Muslim. Niger is about 95% Muslim. These are the countries that we are proud of currently, right? So African Christians, come up here, right? Please show me what y'all leaders.
Why you do this every time, man?
No, you gotta understand it because these people.
All right, Bang. Let me respond. No. You said enough, bro. Let me respond.
They come up here.
You call me out, guys. Let me respond to him, please. Right?
They do not. Elvis,
Bang.
you do not care about Africa, man. You do not care about Africa.
Fine, that's fine. Let me respond to you, brother. Let me respond to you.
You do not care about Africa at all. Because
Al,
you know why?
you guys, Al and CD, call him to order. No need to argue with him. Let me respond to you.
You was the same person a year ago that talked that.
I'm mad. I hear you, brother. Let me respond to you.
About this man right here. So what does
I'm calling on you, your fellow Muslim brothers, to call you to account so I can address him. Let me address him.
Elvis.
Let me address the brother, please. Right?
Africans then. What does your
okay, fine. I hear you, Ahmed. Let me respond to you.
Elvis? What is Liberian people against Muslims? Why is it Elvis? Why is it with Liberian people against Muslims?
Okay, yeah. Let me.
During the civil war, you didn't kill a lot of white people.
Let me respond to him. Brother, with all due respect, right?
Yeah, go on.
Right, guys. I mean, should I engage in disrespect on the platform? Let me respond, please.
You don't care about Africa, man. You don't care about
Africa. I'm mad. I hear you, bro.
Bang, let
Fine. Hey, let me
make it talk,
respond.
please. Yeah. Okay.
Cool, bro.
All right, let me say this. Let me.
But let the man talk, bro. Let the man talk, Ben. Let the man talk.
Ahmed,
Stop like be a man. He come up and act like he care about Africa. This man
Ahmed, I hear you, bro.
He's a religious bigot.
Let's be cordial.
That's what he is.
All right, good. You're right. So let me say this, right? As a Liberian, as an African, as a Christian, I don't like Muslims.
No. Don't call
Because
yourself Christian.
hold on.
Put the word super Christian. You are super Christian.
Ahmed,
Ahmed. African Christians. I do not respect.
Ahmed, listen. Let me respond to you.
I do not respect super
Fine.
African Christians. I do not. Because
Fine,
you know why? You guys have never done nothing.
it's an honor to call me a super African Christian, but let me respond to you.
Hold on. Bang. Do you respect radical Islamists?
No, why should I? No, come on now.
I'm just asking.
No, I do not. My bad. I do not.
Okay, let Elvis finish.
All right. So, a lot of Christians are only unaware of what the Quran and the Hadith says about what the Muslims should do to Christians. I, for one, am not ignorant to Islam. That's why I despise the religion. For those who are informed and educated on Islam, you know that somebody who is a Christian is called mushrik. What is a mushrik? It's somebody who associates quote unquote partners with Allah. That's an unforgivable sin. A Christian, if his land is taken over by a Muslim, he's forced to pay a jizya, which is a tax to live, so that they don't kill you and take away your properties, right? They're told to subjugate the Christians. They're told that.
I disagree
so
with
this
you.
Is a religion hold on, CD.
He's making stuff
hold
up.
on, CD. Hold on, CD. Hold on. Unless you guys are gonna lie and practice the kia, you know that.
Hold on 1 second. But Bang, he has a point. So I got to look up which state in Nigeria a Christian pastor has to get his sermon approved by a imam before he can preach his sermon.
Right. In my country in Liberia, where me and Studio from.
That's a different.
Hold on, guys. I just came on the floor for 30 seconds. You guys have to let me speak. You guys have to let me speak. I don't want to be belligerent.
You said it. Elvis. You said it out of your mouth. You say you hear me because I'm a Muslim. So which means that you are big.
Hold on, Ahmed.
You are big.
Hold on.
No. Don't go.
Fine.
Bang. Oh, Lord Jesus. Go ahead, Elvis.
Gee. So for me, my criticism of Islam is usually textual, meaning what the book itself says about Christians. I'm a Christian, so this applies to me directly, right? So when you are telling me that you want to, conquer me and put me under a tax, a religious tax that I have to pay just to live, that's not something I'm fond of. If you're telling me my people, my Christians should be subjugated simply because we're Christian, that's not something I'm fond of. It's not you, Ben, as an African. It's the book and the religion that you follow. So what we see in Nigeria is a similar thing that's going on, where Muslims who are practicing Muslim because they're not radical enough, they're being killed. You had a whole caliphate, a Reformation caliphate that came in and killed a lot of quote-unquote practicing Muslim because they weren't radical enough. So if you expect me to love an ideology that is destructive,
that's facts, man. That's facts.
No, that's not facts. This man don't know what he's talking about.
That's facts.
Don't know what he's talking about.
Oh boy,
he don't.
Bang, that's true.
No, but I mean, Everest is talking about unbeliever. The Muslim
unbeliever.
Let me tell you.
What do you mean? Are you not going to impose the jizya once you take over the Christian lands? Is that are you lying now on the prophet?
When they say
he's talking about us. He's talking about us traditionalists.
I have never come down here and talk about Christians. I'm talking about Christians.
No, for Christians and Jews, only Christians and Jews are allowed the jizya. The non-believer are to be killed. That's what the Quran says.
Let me tell you.
Only Christians and Jews are allowed the privilege to pay a jizya. Non-believer are to be killed.
What are you saying right now? If that's
Ali Khattab, the people of the book are protected by the jizya.
Let me respond.
It's what about Christians, right, Elvis? Right? How come your country look like that then? Please.
Ben, you said your dad stole $1 million from the Sierra Leonean government and fled to the United States. What are you talking about, man? You come from a corrupt family. Your dad was a thief. He stole money from the Sierra Leonean government and fled to the United States. You said that with your mouth.
Your country,
So what are you talking about? You're talking about all these different people who are doing well, but your father stole money from the Sierra Leonean government and fled to the United States, and you've been living off that money for the last 20 years.
So tell me, Elvis, what gives you the right to
So
talk
why
about
you angry with me, bro?
Nigerians like this? Come on, Elvis, man. What gives you the right? Because you phony.
Yeah.
Fake.
Bang, admit to the panel that you said that your father stole money from the Sierra Leonean government and fled to the United
Let's not
States.
get
Didn't you
personal.
say
Let's
that?
not get personal. Let's not get personal.
Nah, this guy wants to fight me all the time like it's a fight. It's not a fight, bro. You can't formulate and sustain a reasonable argument. You're not intelligent enough, Bang. So don't try to attack me. I'm giving you textual criticism of your religion, and I stand behind it full-heartedly.
Remember what he did say? It don't make sense. Wait, what he did?
Did the Christian book say we should kill Muslims?
No,
Did the Christian Bible say we should kill Muslims?
That's the part I didn't agree with you.
That country again, man, and enslave your people.
Listen,
do you know?
That's what America like need to start doing again to y'all.
Bang, you're so butthurt. You got all the Muslims on the panel who's not as hurt as you, bro. We can have a conversation while you yelling and screaming and being emotional, man.
Elvis, I don't take you serious at all.
Listen.
That's why I don't take you serious at all because you know why? You come from a
I don't take anybody serious who admitted that their father stole $1 million from the Sierra Leonean people. Go pay that money back to Sierra Leone. Hey, Donis, you gotta talk to Mata Bill, man, to get this guy to pay that money back.
Elvis, you got a minute there. I got to pass the mic to Mika. Then we got to close out.
Okay, and lastly, let me say this: my brother CD, my brother Al. Look, as African men, you're my brother. As a person who practices Islam, I can be down with you because, like I just said, I study your book, I study your hadith, I study the tafsir, I study all of that, and it's very, very divisive, especially when it comes to Christians.
Okay, let me respond to that.
I mean, CD, I couldn't even get.
No, I just want to make the Africans understand the difference. I just want you to understand the difference.
I'm just finishing up, brother.
What, Elvis? Elvis, you
done? Right. So, based on those, quickly. Based on those texts,
I gotta pass the mic. I gotta close out. Out.
Yeah, based on those texts, I can't get down with Islam. But outside of that, as an African, you guys are my brother. But as a Muslim, I can't get down with you. That's my
You can't do nothing about it.
I gotta pass the mic to Mika. Go ahead, Mika.
I can't understand the Muslim critiquing Christian countries because in Africa right now, Muslim countries are the worst countries to live in. No one wants to go to Somalia. No one goes to Djibouti for holiday. They go to South Africa. They go to Namibia.
Oh, you shut up. You full of shit. You got no sense.
Excuse me, I'm speaking.
We're talking about Burkina Faso.
What about the AS?
Do not interrupt me. Do not be emotional.
What about the AS? But you're not talking about the topic.
Be emotional. Do not
think about the topic, man.
We don't want to be emotional.
I'm muting everybody. Guys, Mika just got on a panel. Everyone else has been talking. Let Mika talk. Go ahead, Mika.
Thank you. Okay, no one wants to live in Muslim countries. No one goes to Saudi Arabia for holiday. They go to Western countries, they go to America, they go to Europe, they go to those places, and then they go there with the motive to change the culture. They don't go there to abide by those people's culture. They go there to change it. Christians don't go to anybody's countries with that kind of mindset or attitude. Islam is basically, it's imperialistic by design, and they're the only ones still trading slavery right now, but nobody is bold enough to hold Muslims accountable. Everybody is scared of Muslims. If you read the hadith, it's not just Christianity. Islam actually condemns all non-believers, not just Christians. If you convert from Islam to another religion, you're supposed to be put to death. You're an apostate who's supposed to be put to death. If you're LGBT, you're supposed to be thrown off the rocks or something. Like, it's very violent. If anybody has read the Quran or the hadith, you won't be here being lovey-dovey with Islam.
Have you read your Bible?
I've read my Bible. I have read my Bible, and I've read your Quran as well. And your Quran sanctions killing innocent people that have done nothing to you. There's a difference between defensive wars like the Crusades and you going out there
I think you should really
attacking
leave
people.
Religion out of it.
You going exactly. You're going out there attacking people.
Just one of the Blissy lady African
leader.
It's going to be too heated though, Dinus.
Christians right now are not committing any genocides. Christians are not massacring any groups right now. No, we are not. Do not be delusional. Christians are not committing any.
I'm a Christian, and I can tell you this.
No, look, Christians were being executed at the beach in Egypt by Islamists. They were being executed,
Oh
beheaded.
man, Dinus, you got to
Come on,
cut
man.
So
the religious stuff out, bro.
no,
I'm
no, no, no,
telling
no,
you.
no.
Come on, man.
No,
Christian
We're
yeah,
not talking about
exactly.
nationalists
We're
are
not
religion
going to
here. Come
allow
on,
you
man.
to be
Look what
delusional
We're
because
America.
you're
not
too
talking about
scared.
religion.
You're
Christian
too scared to
nationalists are
hold
doing
Muslims.
terrorist attacks
Listen to
all
the
over the
stage just gave
world.
a
Every
speech last
terrorist
week.
group right
Look what
now
he
is
said. Look what
Islamic.
he said.
Every terrorist
Imperialism.
group right
No,
now
that's
Imperialism.
definitely
is
not true.
Islamic.
Marco Rubio.
It's
Marco
Islamic.
Rubio's speech. What was that
No,
about?
no, no, no,
Marco
no.
Rubio's
Every
speech. What was that
terrorist
about?
group right
What was
now
that
is
about?
Islamic.
Man, be quiet, man. Marco Rubio's speech.
Muslims
What was
have
that about?
invaded North
Marco Rubio's
Africa.
speech.
They
What was that
invaded.
about?
They
What was
invaded the
that
Middle
about? When
East.
you say
They
Christianity,
invaded
you have
even
to
Europe.
separate white
Be
Christians and
quiet.
your Christianity. White
Quiet.
Christians don't see you the
No,
same
Be
way.
quiet.
Marco Rubio's speech.
Don't
What
talk
was that
over me.
I
Be
about?
need
quiet.
I need
What was
Bang
that
to
about?
keep
What was
talking
that
now.
about?
Be
What was that
quiet.
about, man?
Now I
Come on,
endorse
man.
He's
Bang.
an
Be
Your
idiot.
quiet.
Christians,
Muslims are
I
still
endorse Bang
enslaving.
now.
They are
your
still
African Christians haven't done
enslaving.
nothing in Africa, man.
Muslims
Get
are
her,
still
Bang.
Ain't
practicing
yet forever.
slavery.
Ain't
Get
yet
In
her,
forever,
Bang.
man.
Libya,
Come
in
on. Come on,
Mauritania,
man.
there's still
Come on.
slavery. In
Oh, Kenya.
Mauritania
Oh,
right
Kenya.
now.
William Muto.
Bam,
William
Mika,
why
Muto.
haven't you
Get her,
William
criticized?
Bang.
Mika,
Muto.
is
Why
that
haven't you
William
Hold
Muto.
on,
criticized
hey,
the
Bang,
William
Muslims
Bang,
that
Muto.
are
you got
still
to wait.
practicing
Get her,
Mika, is
slavery?
that
Bang.
why you telling?
Hold on,
Is that why
Why
you
Africa.
telling
haven't
to
you?
the white man, Mika?
Hold on,
Yeah,
Africa.
exactly. You're trying to give us an example of Kenya.
Hold on,
And one of
Bang.
the bleaching
Bang, hold
skin
on,
baby come here talk nonsense.
hold on. Bang, she has a point. Libya and in
What point she
Mauritania,
has?
the Muslims they're still practicing slavery. Bang.
That's true,
Are we
Dinus.
talking about
That's
Dennis,
true,
in
She has
Libya?
a
Dinus. But
point.
In
Dinus,
She
Libya,
has a
Dennis.
in
point.
Libya, Dennis, in Libya, right? You know who actually doing it?
Okay, no, bang, bang, bang. Forget Libya. Let's just deal with Mauritania.
Okay, what's going on over there?
Come on, don't play stupid, Bang. Come on.
I mean, give me details, man.
They are still
He's just
practicing
stupid,
slavery.
Donis. Just know that.
Dinus,
Bam,
No,
Dinus.
you're a hypocrite.
I'm telling
And
you, you got.
Muslims
not
are
like you,
still
Elvis.
trading
I'm not
other
like you.
Africans.
I'm
You're a
not like you,
They are
hypocrite.
Elvis.
still in
You are a
Mauritania. They are
hypocrite,
still
Bam.
slavery
Elvis, man,
still
They
you
are
have
going
still
on.
balls. You don't have
trading other
balls.
Africans, and it
Two
was
big difference.
Muslims.
Two
Muslims are
difference.
the ones who sold other Africans. You should be totally
Oh my God.
accountable for that.
Okay.
Yes,
So
yes. People say
One of
yes.
the things that happen in Africa,
Marco Rubio gave a
African women
speech
go to these
last week.
Muslim countries and they make
Marco
them
Rubio
house
gave a
slaves.
speech last week. Did
From
you listen
Yeah,
to
Liberia,
it?
from
because
Nigeria, they're
they go
trying to
for
go back home because these
prostitution, man.
Muslim
They
men,
go for
Listen,
prostitution.
no,
listen to
those
it.
Muslim
They
men
are
keep
seeing
them
they
as
go there
house
for
slaves
Did you listen
and
prostitution.
they
to it?
can't come back home, but they seize their
Did you listen to
Look
passports.
it?
at
See, do you
those
know
North
this?
No way.
Africans.
No,
Do
no,
any of them
Come on,
practice
listen.
any
Your
man.
country,
African culture?
every
This
African
is a
women go
shame,
to
Be
man.
Hold on, bro.
quiet.
Hold on,
This is
bro.
a
Dinnis,
Hold
don't
on,
take
shame.
hold
your
for
on,
country
hold on,
prostitution.
Empress.
guys. One mic,
You
bang. I need you to address what's going on in Mauritania, bang. I need you to address it.
Mauritania, whatever, like whatever going on over there. Of course,
Dennis, I'm more equipped to
Madness.
deal with
Nah,
it.
I'm talking to
why would
Bang.
I?
I'm talking
Come
to
on, man.
Bang.
Muhammad had slaves. Muhammad owned black slaves. He had 200 slaves. Some
Bilal
of
was a
them black,
slave
some of them white.
given to
Muhammad
Muhammad by
owned
Abu
black people
Bakr and
as
was never
slaves.
freed.
So I don't have to respect your
Muhammad was black.
ideology. No.
Muhammad was black.
You don't have to
Muhammad was
respect
No,
black.
he
the
wasn't
ideology.
It is
black.
Muhammad
No, he
was
wasn't
black.
Arab.
now
No, he
you're
Mika,
to
wasn't
be put
black.
to death
No,
because
he
the Quran
wasn't.
said
Muhammad,
that the
Muhammad
Hadith
was
said
black.
No, he
anybody who says
wasn't
the
Go to
Prophet
black.
is
West
black should be
Africa.
put
He
to
was an
death.
Arab.
West
The
Africa.
Hadith
There's
said anybody
77
who said the Prophet is black should be
Muhammad
put to
owned
death.
Mika,
slaves. He owned
West
Mika, the
slaves.
white,
Africa do about it.
Mika,
West
so the
Africa
white
is
South African who slave
is
you,
70%
they're not
Muslim.
Christians,
You
bro.
can't do nothing about it,
Mika,
Elvis.
hello,
You nothing.
Mika. So
You
those,
nothing,
so your
Elvis.
white,
You are nothing.
no,
Your family
Ahmed,
is
it's not a
nothing.
fight
You
between you
come
and
from
I, brother.
family.
Stop yelling. You're gonna make
You
yourself
come from
whole.
nothing. Your last name is nothing,
Bang,
Bang,
Elvis.
calm
Your
down.
This
last
Abstain
name
my
this
is
is a
tea.
nothing.
shame, man.
Abstain
You
This
my
is
come
tea.
from your
horrendous.
mother.
What's
Elvis.
wrong
Mika,
with
you
you
got a
guys,
nice
man?
kid, man.
Religion
This
out of it,
lady,
Elvis,
man.
You the one
get off
brought
the
the
panel.
religious
I'm
war
telling you,
here. I don't know where you come from.
you're gonna get yourself in
You come
trouble,
here,
bro.
bro, to talk about religion. We are not here talking about
You gotta
religion.
get religion off the panel, man. I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
this bleaching lady just came
You
and
got to.
get rid of our whole conversation.
Come on, man.
Mika,
You know.
is your slave masters not? Is your white slave masters not Christian?
Ben, go drink a cold glass of camel piss, man. It will heal your
You too,
infirmities, man.
Elvis. You too. You gotta stop. You
All
too.
right, y'all. All right, y'all. We gotta close out Tarka. Anything you want to share?
I'm
Share in
richer
closing,
than you, man.
Tarka. We got we got Tarka. Anything you want to share in closing?
Yeah, bro. Religion is too heated, Dinus. I grew up as a Christian. My mom is a minister. My father is a deacon, right? So I grew up as a Christian, and I could tell you 100%, right, that the amount of atrocities that's committed in both sides is unbelievable. Right now, Christian have the power. They have they have Russia Christian, America Christian, both nuclear power. You see what I'm saying? So we, if Christian really wanted to stop any type of slavery, whether in Libya or Martina or whatever, they have the power. They have the power too. But the Christians are working 100% with terrorists. Okay, they control them because Christians control the world.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? They control that.
And-
That's
and it-
100%. And I'm
Thank
saying
you.
it from a Christian. You see?
Thank you.
Christian.
And
our Lord Jesus for that.
I hope Mika is listening to this, because the people are slaved are not Muslim. In South Africa, the people are slaving your ancestors are Christians. So why didn't he come here and talk about that?
I think this guy,
enslaving
this
our people
guy
in
is the right
Mauritania are
person
Muslims.
for
Oh, is she
religion.
from South Africa?
Yeah.
She from South Africa?
Also,
This is the reason why we
The
gotta
people
leave
selling our
religion
people
out.
as slaves in Libya are Muslims.
Okay,
yes,
that's
Elvis,
fine.
I agree.
That's
I
fine. That's
agree.
fine. So,
Elvis may be
so
quiet,
the
man.
Christian country
Your
then
family's
should
name
do
is
something
nothing.
about it.
Your family last name is
I
nothing, man. Be quiet.
told you, Elvis, I told you was a very clever
Your
guy
family
for you
last name
to
is nothing, man.
buy yourself into tribal, into religious
It's better to
shopping.
leave.
I'm an honest person. I tell you my views straight up, but I don't hide anything. I disagree with Islam. I think it's destructive.
Okay,
And as a
fine,
Christian, I
Elvis,
can't
fine.
stand behind it. Those are my points.
Dine
But
Dine
do you know Muslim marry Christian
That's fine,
woman?
Elvis. That's fine.
Go ahead, Charles.
Yeah, it's permissible. It's permissible for a Muslim to marry a Christian woman, but it's not permissible for a Muslim woman to marry a Christian man.
In the Quran, it says as long
Is
as the
it
person is a
permissible for a
believer,
Muslim woman to
he
marry
can-
a Christian man?
Let me
CD?
finish. It says in the
Oh,
Quran,
man, this is
as long as the
crazy.
person is a believer, is a Christian, you can marry the person.
And just
Right?
a reminder,
Yeah, the Muslim man can
Why
marry
would
a
you
woman
say-
who is a non-Muslim, but the Muslim woman cannot marry a man who is a non-Muslim. Is that true?
No. That's not true.
Don't lie, don't lie, CD. Don't do that.
I'm telling you right now.
Because you know what I'm saying is the truth.
You know the two guys.
A Muslim woman is not allowed to marry a Christian man.
Let me tell you, the most liberal
my
country,
wife-
the most
Your wife
liberal
can be
country
Muslim
that
because you're a Muslim man. Your wife can be Christian because you're a Muslim man. That's permissible. It's not permissible for your Muslim daughter to marry a non-Muslim man. You know that.
Listen to me, Aris.
You're not talking to a fool of Islam here. I'm well informed of my position.
It
You're
depends
not
on
talking
the
to a
country.
fool.
Let me tell you this.
No,
Especially in
it's not.
Sierra Leone,
It's
right?
not depending on the country. It's what the Hadith and the Quran says. CD.
Make sure you're well informed of developing that.
Ben, shut up, man. We're having an intelligent conversation with intelligent people. Shut up and start yakking in the
We're not having
background.
an intelligent conversation. We're not.
Oh my God.
Because your people want it. Your people
Ben,
want
Ben,
it.
We're not having
listen.
an
At least CD and Al, at least they know their Quran and their Hadiths. The Bang don't know what he's talking about.
Ben, listen.
But trust me, I'm not somebody you can pull the wool over their eye when it comes to Islam. Be honest with me, and we'll have an honest conversation.
Man, get out of
Elvis,
here,
this is
man.
not an
You
intelligent
a hypocrite,
conversation.
man. Your family last
Nah,
name
I
is
don't like
nothing,
this
Elvis,
conversation.
man. You
Yeah,
come
this
from
is not
a
an
family of
intelligent
nothing.
conversation.
You come from a family of nothing, Elvis.
Bang.
Bro,
A family of nothing, Elvis.
Bang, can I
so
just
my
say
brother
one
Al,
word?
right? Al,
Nothing,
Ben,
Elvis.
cool, man.
what book did Usman Dan Fodio use to reform the Sokoto Caliphate in the northern part of Nigeria? Was it not the Quran?
Okay, wait.
You come from a
Ben,
family of
Ben.
nothing.
Bang.
Bang, hold on a second. Bang, hold on a second. Bang, hold on a second. Bang, we're defending you. Hold on a second.
That's exactly
Bang.
what you are,
Oh,
Elvis,
God,
man.
Bang, hold on a second. We're defending you.
Bang. You're making it hard.
Damn, shut the fuck up, man. God damn, bro.
This is what camel piss does to your brain, man. It doesn't heal you. It just makes your brain rotten.
2 seconds. You have to close out.
You come from a family that's
Oh,
nothing.
God.
Bang. Dinus,
man,
Your daddy stole almost $1 million from the Sierra Leone government. He should be in jail, bro. You talking about my family? Your daddy's a thief. You admitted it on live on YouTube.
Okay, so right. The sister came in and said
Tahaka already spoke. He's more Christian than anybody here, right?
Exactly.
Tahaka, right?
Yeah.
He's more Christian
exactly.
than anybody. He's from a very deep root Christian.
And the sister said,
"Don't listen to Delroy. He's a seller. He's a fake Christian.
No,
we don't claim that. We don't claim
What did he say that is wrong? He said the war is being.
If you want to be enslaved. If you want to be enslaved and pay the jizya just to live when a Muslim take over your land, Delroy, you go right ahead. I won't be following you anyway.
Just like what the American Library did to your people, Elvis. Just like what the American Library did to your people, Elvis. Exactly.
It's not religion. It was based on politics. It's not religion. We're talking about a religion here, Bang.
They changed your name to what's the name?
Thank God for that. That's one of the great things that brought Christianity to my land.
Elvis.
Which country is the most developed country in West Africa?
Change your name. They forced you to change your African name. You won't come up here.
This guy drank too much camel piss, man. He can't even articulate a point.
Go ahead, Charles.
No.
Yeah, bang. Hold on a second. Let me deal with Elvis, all right? Because Elvis, I don't practice Christianity like I did before. right? But from I was 2, 3 years old, whatever, I could talk, right? I know my people, right? I have utmost respect for everyone's religion, right? The utmost respect for everyone's religion. That's why I don't like to talk about it. You see what I'm saying?
Thank you.
That's why I don't like to talk about it, right?
No.
I don't think religion should be brought on this platform because it's going to bring too much up. You see what I'm saying? That's why I stay away from religion. That's why I stay away from it.
They're right, but I'll give you a good example. I'll give you a good example, okay?
I respect religion who's not calling for the death of my people who are Christians.
That's not true.
Those are religious I respect.
That's not true.
If you're calling for the death of Christians and I'm a Christian, I don't respect your religion.
The conversation was
Islam
going.
don't
Let me
say that
just
you
say
should kill
something.
Christian. That's
Let
not
me just
true.
say something quick, guys. 1 second. The conversation was going quick, perfectly until a Nigerian came on the platform. The first thing he did is to introduce tribalism and introduce religion into the platform, okay? And then since then, the narrative changed. And what he did by doing that, he paid a tenner before he came on. Listen, I'm not stupid. I'm a guy with a good IQ. I study people and their character, okay? And this is the reason why I always keep my distance from Nigerians. Not all of them, but majority. The only Nigerians I actually stay around with, is the people I grew up in Sierra Leone. And now we're talking about religious tolerance, okay? We Sierra Leoneans are, if I'm not mistaken, we've probably gone up or down, but we are the second most religious tolerant country in the world. Okay, and
that's a fact.
Thank you.
That's my country.
Your Quran said do not take Jews and Christians to be your friend. They have no loyalty unless they're only themselves.
That's not true,
Ben.
That's not true. Can I finish? I did not interrupt you guys. I didn't.
Be quiet.
Okay.
And you come from a thieving family who stole money from the Sierra Leonean government, man. Which one is worse? Coming from a thieving family who stole from the Sierra Leonean people and fled to the United States?
Elvis,
your daddy is a thief, bro. You come from a family of thieves.
Just relax, man.
I'm very intelligent. Everything I'm telling you is based on uninformed information. These guys can't pull the wool over my eyes when it comes to Islam. I know what the Hadith says. I know what the Quran says. It says, "Do not take Jews and Christians to be your friend." Is that not true?
That's not true, man.
Except it is true, man. You don't know what you're talking about.
Let me tell you.
Except it
Sierra
is.
Leone is the only country that I've seen Christians.
Put that line in the chat from the Quran.
Islam and Christian. In Sierra Leone, you have Muslims in Sierra Leone. I've seen a family in Sierra Leone. In the family, they have some of the kids are Christian, some of the kids are Muslim. The father is Christian, the mom is Muslim. I've seen that Sierra Leone is the most tolerant country of religion in the entire world. They have Christian Muslims in Sierra Leone. They go to the church on Sunday, they go to mosque on Friday. I've seen that in Sierra Leone. They are very liberal. So when you talk about,
I'm not talking about what people practice.
And then,
I'm telling you, my criticism of your book is one that is textual. I'm criticizing the text of your Quran and your Hadith. It says, "Don't take the Christians and the Jews to be your friends."
Okay, my wife is Christian. My wife is Christian. My wife is Christian.
Yes, that's permissible. You can marry a Christian woman. Can your Muslim daughter marry a Christian man?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I have
answer that question, CD. That's a lie. That's a bloody lie. Now you're lying.
Oh my God! I'm telling you right now.
Muslim women are not allowed to marry non-Muslim men. You know that?
That's not true. They said
but Muslim men can marry Christian women.
We don't consider Christian to be non-believer. That's not true. They say if you do not have religion,
you can't. They're not allowed to marry a Christian. Even Ali Khattab, even people of the book, you're not allowed to marry them if the daughter is a Muslim, unless that person is going to convert to Islam.
No. Address. You got it.
No, because I'm informed. I'm not ignorant. When I'm talking on Islam, I'm informed on Islam. So you can't lie to me.
Islam said that
you can lie to me on
if someone is a good Christian, you slaughter an animal, you are allowed to eat that animal. As long as you're a very good Christian. Do you know that?
Elvis the Sheikh. He's an expert now.
Is that halal? Are you killing that animal in the name of Allah? Are you killing that animal in the name of Allah?
If the person is a Christian and you slaughter the animal,
what does that mean? What is the qualifier of a very good Christian? Who qualifies it?
Come up here and tell us about like other
people. Who do you
qualify as a very good Christian?
Terrorist is not a good Muslim, right?
I don't eat Muslim food because it's not right for me to eat a food that is, that is killed in the name of Allah. I don't eat Muslim food.
No, this is what I'm telling you right now, man. You're getting everything wrong.
My Bible tells me not to do that. Don't eat food that is killed in the name of foreign gods.
All right, guys, I gotta go.
No more religion, Diana.
Man, shut up, man. We're not talking to you, bro. You're just on the peripheral. We're not talking to you, man. You're just a little gnat whining in the back of my ear, man. Shut up.
Danful offers unparalleled, curated, and bespoke tours across Africa for travelers seeking genuine cultural experiences, enriched with magnificent sights, sounds, and flavors found on the continent. Each trip is reliably curated to ensure visitors are gifted with an immersive and authentic adventure. Whether you find yourself strolling along the charming white sand beaches of Sierra Leone, feasting on the mouth-watering delicious foods in Senegal, observing or partaking in various aspects of the Isheshi traditional system Ifa native to Yoruba land, Nigeria, with Danful, you will rediscover a fulfilling sense of kinship to the true heart of the motherland, her communities. Our core values focus on integrity, quality, safety, and sustainability. We are uniquely committed to assisting with the advancement of African infrastructure and promoting African businesses, so both travelers and the communities they visit receive beneficial exchanges. At Danful, we understand the importance of connectivity, and we have created a model which provides bespoke experiences based on your passions or hobbies. With us, expect a long-lasting spiritual bond between you and your destinations. Live, love, Danful, Africa. To learn more, visit danful.africa.